the BRANE Show, coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. We the people as our beat and rhyme. We're dropping old school values every time. Extreme honesty with a fresh twist. Breaking it down, you don't wanna miss. It's freedom talk, loud and proud. Voice of the people, can't be cowed. Every week, we speak our mind. For love of country, it's one of a kind. So grab a seat, let the BRANE Show roll. We're serving up truth, heart and soul. Brian and Shane with that patriot steel. For the people, by the people, of the people, let's go. It's the BRANE Show, coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show, coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show, coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show, coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show, coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show, coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall.
This is for America!
Shut the fuck up!
Yep. All right.
You know the problem with Hollywood is? They make shit unbelievable, unremarkable shit.
To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair.
Will you fight? No! We will run! And we will live!
Shame on you. This could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst.
And I guarantee a week won't go by in your life you won't regret walking out, letting them get the best of you.
Well, I'm not going home.
Day may come when the courage of men fails, but it is not this day.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy.
You're gonna work harder than you ever worked before.
I really do believe that together we can accomplish anything.
Because we'll never stop learning and we'll never stop growing.
Failure is not an option.
That's how winning is done.
Believe me when I say we can break this army here. It has made us brothers. I say to you, what every warrior has known since the beginning of time. You've got to get mad.
I mean plumb mad dog mean.
If you would be free men, then you must
Fight to fulfill that promise. Let us
Cut out their living guts.
1 inch at a time.
And they will know what we can do!
Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
This is your time.
Seize the day. Never surrender.
Victory or death.
So come on then! Take it!
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
All right, let's fly! My name is the law.
Imagine.
When I tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take
Our Independence Day.
You, the people, have the power. The power to create machines. The power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful. To make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world.
We don't sleep to dream, we sleep to build stamina. Energy to do our thing, get your camera on. This show is about to begin, so sit down and buckle it in, let's go!
My name is Brian, that is John, you are watching The BRANE Show. How's everyone doing today? We're so glad you can be here. I know Salty Nerd Saturdays didn't happen because Matt is just too busy making all that moolah. Or whatever the real reason was. But you know what? You have us. We're here. And we're glad that you are. John, how you doing today, brother?
I am doing well, my friend. How are you, buddy? You doing well?
I'm okay. It's been a long week. a ridiculously long week. But I'm glad to get to the weekend and
good fun.
Tomorrow we're going
what better place to be
again. Yeah.
Yep, looking forward to that. But this one's going to be a fun one tonight as well, isn't it?
Amen, brother. Amen. Okay, so just so you guys know what we're talking about today. And by the way, Shane will be here later on, probably in the very last segment of the show. He's going to be swinging in last second, and he's going to discuss the oh, my mic is low. Thank you, Matt. You know what? Sometimes I forget to check that. Actually,
when you say Shane is swinging in, he's not literally swinging in, is he? Because I wouldn't put it past you two to concoct some sort of, some sort of circus act.
We're way too big for circus acts. There isn't nothing will support our weight. How's that? Oh, that's better. There we go. I can actually hear myself now. All right.
Brilliant. We're off and running.
So like I said, Shane will be swinging in at some point in the last segment to talk about the flag burning stuff. Yeah, so is it good now, everyone?
Sound fine with me,
cool.
But...
I'm also a little sick, so I'm coughing a lot. So when you see me do this, tap on the top of my mic, that's me muting the mic so I can cough like a 90-year-old smoker. If you see
like
me
a
tap
Western
that mic,
cowboy.
John, you take over, bro.
And if the screen goes off, I'm on my own, everybody.
You're doing it. So
can I ask you something, Brian?
Yeah.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Do you suffer from bird blindness?
You know what's funny is I want for just a minute there I thought that sounds like a real disorder. Bird blindness. That sounds like some obscure disorder that no one's ever heard of. It's not, by the way, but that would have been really, really funny.
Brilliant.
Yeah, this last episode. So speaking of what we're talking about, we're gonna be talking about Peacemaker season 2, episode 2. So you don't want to miss that. But we're also there's a couple of AI stories. They're all real they're on the same line. It's all involving scams.
Yeah. And
there's the scams that are just sort of funny that don't hurt anyone. And we have a story about that. And there's the AI scam where people are lose everything, but then you look at how they got they lost everything. And you're like, how did you fall for that, bro? And there's the sad AI scams where people lost their lives, kids specifically. So we're gonna talk about that too. AI is getting out of control. But you can't put the genie back in the bottle. So. Shane asked me why I'm always bringing up AI stories. And I'm like, because that's the future. And it's fascinating to me. And as we go, there's going to be people that legitimately don't know how to tell the difference between anything.
Fact and fiction.
And I mean, even I get sort of shocked at what I fall for sometimes. But that said, I'm never going to be wiring someone money based on
yeah. But there was a woman in the UK on a similar thing. She thought she was communicating with Brad Pitt.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
And okay, yeah.
Yeah, but like
that's a doozy. That one.
So that one was funny too. But so that woman. Side quest here. Again, this should be called the Side Quest podcast because that's what we always start a topic and then side quest. And then that side quest has a side quest, has a side quest, has a side quest.
We like to riff.
Yeah. I'm going to make a shirt that says, I like side quest. So this story, I looked into it. I found out this is what's really weird. So she actually divorced her husband and took all of his money. And then a few months later, this Brad Pitt, she maliciously divorced her husband and just ruined him emotionally, financially, physically, and just a real see you next Tuesday lady, right? And then Brad Pitt out of nowhere is like, I've been following you for a while. I really love you. And it's not even a video of Brad Pitt. It's really bad, like, photoshops of Brad Pitt. And he strikes up this relationship with this woman, and she somehow falls for it. And then he sends her pictures of himself in the hospital, and he goes, I need you to wire me $873,000. I will pay you back.
It's insane.
Well, the crazy part is, how do you know exactly what he got from the wife?
I know.
How do you know exactly how much money the wife got in her divorce settlement? Okay. So she falls for it because he tells her that the reason he doesn't have any money right now is because he just broke up with, he just divorced Angelina Jolie and it's tied up. And it's funny, her knowing how that works and how women get away with stuff, fell for it. Well, the crazy part is when you watched it, you're like, what if it was her ex-husband just photoshopping Brad Pitt to get his money back from this lady?
It's like he knows throughout their entire relationship she's been obsessed with Brad Pitt.
Right.
She's got posters, the works, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get her here. This is a beauty.
I'm getting my money back from this lady." That's a wild story. We'll touch on that a little bit. Also, Mortal Kombat, which was supposed to be coming out in like a month. Like a month in, like 6 weeks. And I'm telling you, like, as someone who's been following the film industry, movies, my entire life for the last, like, 10 years, professionally even. Like, Shane and I, we are in that world. I don't think I've ever seen a movie this close to a release date with trailers, advance tickets already popping up. And then all of a sudden it gets pushed, to next year. We're going to talk about why and why I think that is. It's probably a good thing. Just a heads up. Also, Trump is letting in 600,000 Chinese students into the U.S. for learning visas. And when I read that, I swear to God, I thought it said 600,000 Chinese spies.
Possibly the same thing.
Well, it might be. It might be the same exact thing. That's the problem. We don't know. We don't know if it's.
Basically, you decoded it. That's what you did, mate.
Yeah. My brain decoded it in real time. I read the headline. I'm like, Chinese spies. That doesn't make any sense. Okay.
It's real. It's happening.
I did want to tell a pretty funny story before we get into the first topic. I, as you know, have two wonderful twin daughters. They're 13. Sort of wild. They're going to be 14 next month, which is nuts. Like, you ever look in the mirror and you go, damn, I have wrinkles on my face. Like,
I'm doing that more now. I'm like
a
great uncle now, and I'm like, blimey, I'm fading fast.
Yeah, dude, I was looking in the mirror and I'm noticing like my eye, the skin on my eye is like a little looser than it used to be. And I'm like,
yeah.
What's wrong with my face? Am I having
gray beard? Look.
Yeah. Am I having a stroke right now? Why is my face doing that? And then I realized I'm just getting older, man. And then, look, before we get like hundreds of people that watch this, I'm going to tell you guys something that is embarrassing, but really funny. So one of my teeth is fake, right? This tooth. I lost it in the military. I don't even know what happened. Like, I was just unconscious when it happened. Okay. So I got a one of those fake caps put on. It looks really real, like impressively real.
Yeah.
It looks like my other tooth. And I've never really thought about it for years because who thinks about their teeth? Like no one. Unless their teeth hurts, you're not thinking about your teeth. Well, I'm sitting there like washing the dishes, and I wash the dishes with scalding hot water because that's the way you should wash dishes, okay? If it doesn't hurt your hands a little bit, you're doing it wrong. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm eating Gushers. Listen, I'm way too old and way too fat to be eating Gushers. but my kids left Gushers on the countertop. So I'm eating them. And you ever do that thing where like one Gusher's not enough? And so you grab like a little handful of Gushers, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll throw them in there. Gushers are sticky, you guys, right? And what I don't recognize is all of a sudden, it had pulled my tooth that had been in there for at least a decade. It pulled it out of my face. I didn't even notice. And the tooth, and I saw this in slow motion, falls out of my face and into the sink. The sink where the garbage disposal is. And I'm like, no. And my hand dives in that shallow water, scalding hot shallow water, bro, to stop it from going to the garbage disposal. and I'm like, my hand's burning. I'm on the floor. I'm like, oh, damn it. My wife comes in. I look up. I'm missing a tooth. She's like, did the sink attack you? How did you lose a fight with a sink?
Yeah, and your wife is sort of like comes in to look at you, and you're there going, "Don't look at me! Don't look at me!
Don't look at." No, so I realize I'm getting older, man, and my kid's first day of school was this last Wednesday. Well, not first, first day of their new grade, right? And I'm taking them to school, and coincidentally, this is the last year they'll be in private school, which is both a financial blessing but also a curse, because I realize that they're going to be going into public school. I can't afford the high school version of public school. Like, guys, it's so expensive.
Yeah.
To be fair, I can't afford the middle school version, but that I can make happen. You know, I can like move things around and make it work so that they're not being infested by gay malware, you know?
Yeah.
And we've talked about that before. I legitimately think that the way the LGBT community propagates itself is by replication, like a virus. Yeah. So they install malware at a young age. And I don't want the liberal propaganda and crazy stuff to get to my kids. So I put them in a pretty moderate Christian school. It's not like a hyper-religious school where it's like Catholic nuns or whatever. It's more like a Pentecostal kind of thing. But it's real. It's a real school where they happen to set their foundation on Christian values. Anyways, so this is the last year for them, and I'm taking them, and I'm worried about them. Like I'm gonna like saving. I'm not gonna like saving the money, and not spending the $1,200 or so a month or whatever it costs, bro. Oh my god,
flipping heck,
it's so expensive, bro. I'm going to like not spending that, but I'm also going to worry about my beautiful, luckily they look like their mother, beautiful twin daughters going, that spent most of their time in a private school, going into the cesspool that is public school. My wife works at a public school. I made a comment driving down the street. I'm like, that girl that is wearing, that 200-pound, 4'7" girl that is wearing a crop top and boy shorts, she needs someone to tell her that she doesn't have the body for that. Not to mention she's too young. And she looks at me and she goes, that's nothing. Like there are teenagers in the high school I work at that come in and they just look like OnlyFans strippers. It's absolutely atrocious. So I'm like, my kids are going to be going to this school where there's gay malware and sexual and just demons, like demonic things, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to get super religious, but like there's a lot of influences in these schools, and especially where I live in California.
100%.
So I'm worrying about that on the way to their second day of school. And I go, all right, remember guys, what is the first rule of going to school every day? And for years, since they were little, I taught them that the first rule of going to school in the morning is that they need to try to learn at least one thing. So, and they've always answered me, learn something. And I expected them to say something, but now they're getting older, they're teenagers, and they're like, I don't know, what? I'm like, come on, what's the first rule? And my kid in the back, she's like, be nice to people, I guess. And I'm like, no, come on. And my kid in the front, she goes, and she's looking at her phone, she goes, I need to tell you. She's literally just like, don't be a gay retard. Bro, I almost crashed my car laughing. Never in my... I'm telling you, kids don't make me laugh. I almost crashed my car with the tears coming down my face. She didn't even know she had said something that funny. And I am dying laughing, bro. And I'm like, yes, the new rule is not to be a gay retard. That's what we're doing.
Did you actually go, Daddy's awfully proud today?
No,
come on, let's skip school. Let's go get something to eat.
I should have, bro. No, I realized then, I'm sitting there worrying. I'm like, I got nothing to worry about. These are my kids. Like, they're going to be fine.
Sound like they got common sense.
Yeah.
Common sense built into them.
They're super. They're in that generation that is just hyper based. You know, everything they do is very established.
Yeah, it's the ones that haven't got the common sense that they see and they target and they prey on. Unfortunately, they're the ones that get manipulated more than any other. The ones with the common sense, they're going to be okay because not only do they have common sense, but I would say they probably have a very strong relationship with their parents.
Yeah.
So they will talk to their parents about things. It's the ones that don't have that.
And I think that what happens
manipulated.
Is they're easy to manipulate when they're a little younger. You know, remember, your kids are being raised effectively by people you don't know for 8, 10 hours a day sometimes. Consider that for a moment, that you are allowing people that you met in passing and only have access to their emails and sometimes only their last names. You're allowing them to effectively raise your children every single day. Just because someone is a teacher or has the title of a teacher or a principal or whatever doesn't mean they're trustworthy. Like, we need to be very clear. I know that teachers are great, right? They're the heroes, whatever. And I'm sure there are amazing teachers, but not all teachers or doctors or nurses or first responders get a free pass at being a good person. I'm sorry. And you should vet the people that are effectively raising your children on a day-to-day basis. My kids go to a Christian private school, and even then, I spent a lot of time with each of their teachers. Like, I know who's raising my kids when I'm not there.
You got to be safe. You got to be comfortable that the person you're handing them off to on a daily basis is not going to, pollute their mind or do anything worse to them. So yeah, it's that whole stranger danger thing, isn't it? Really,
Yeah,
protect at first, and then you earn that trust as you go along.
It's so insidious, right? Like, stranger danger. Don't talk to strangers, kids. Don't trust strangers. And the flip side of like that, if you feel threatened, go find and this is what they always say, go find an adult, your parent, your teacher. And it all made sense when we were young, but then you go, but now we've trained like entire generations that teachers are on the same level as parents. They are not.
No.
And then the LGBT community sort of in slowly infested a lot of, at least where I'm from, a lot of the school system.
Same here.
And they became the teachers. They couldn't have their kids, so they just decided to take yours.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds insane. It sounds like a conspiracy theory, but I'm telling you, it happened.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I watched something from the US a couple of weeks ago. You might have seen it, but it was a mother. She lifted up a young boy, I think it was, infant, and she was talking to the school board, and she was talking about the fact the school board pushed forward talking about sex
right,
and reproduction with infants, with children. And she was saying pretty much unanimously the town had voted against it,
right,
but they still went forward with it anyway. And she was saying the same thing. She was saying, we don't know if we can afford it, but we actually feel that we want to go private now because we do not trust you.
Right.
And that is a very dangerous place to be. I mean, growing up, and I was saying this to a family member the other day, and with everything that's going on over here, mate. And it's like, I don't know about you. I grew up and I thought, you know, when you hear things, and I'm a religious guy, but you hear things, you go, oh, that, I'm not sure about that, you know, and they talk about this, that, and the other. But the last few years, I've started to see more and more stuff happening. And I'm going, hang on a second. You know, it seems to be connected. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
yeah. And I'm like, right, trying to get out the Predator box set, you know, time to get out the action movie.
Right. Yeah, the thing about you're totally right. Like we've sort of just as a society decided that teachers and parents have the same level of weight in a kid's life, and that's just not true. I've never bought that. And I know a lot of teachers. My wife works with them on a daily basis. They're not all like awesome people, you know. All right, so I want to tell you that story so that you would know. My kid said that the rule of this year was to not be a gay retard, and it made my week. It made my week.
I'm just saving that as my desktop title for going forward daily.
Don't be a gay retard.
Yeah. That's like. Do you remember that Simpsons episode years ago where Bart goes to Cubs or Scouts, and it's Ned Flanders doing it, and he wants to learn to use the knife, and he gives him a rubber knife first of all, and he goes, read this book first, and it was Don't Do What Donnie Don't Does. And it's like Donnie Don't's like stabbing cats and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
We need to do an updated version after what your daughter said, you know.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get in the first topic. Before we do, we got a couple super chats from my boy Chappie for $5. He goes, "Let's go!" Inhale.
Good to see you, Chappie.
Oh. What's up, Brian and John? Just got here catching up at 1.5 speed. Thank you, Chappie. We started a little bit earlier than we normally do because Salty Nerd didn't happen today. And from that Cheo guy on X, I saw California, which is a California post warn about a new surge. The fact that they're still harping about a 5-year-old cold is pathetic. X has a bot program. You are not joking, bro. I live in California, and it's so weird when I'm driving and I look to my right. You know, like you're at the light. You look to your right, and you see a dude, and he's wearing a surgical mask, the face guard, right, in his car with the windows up. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, at some point I go, either your brain has been broken by this thing, by the coof, or you're doing something illegal and you don't want your face on camera. That's the only thing I can possibly. Why would you be wearing a face guard and a surgical mask in your own car with the windows up? Bright, like the daylight outside. What are you doing?
If I was a medical professional and I was wanting to find out who are people that we need to interview potentially to treat them and help them with a mental issue, driving along and you saw that, you go, right, that's one. Get him in the back. Go on.
Send the orderlies after that, dude. Yeah, no, you're right though, man. Like they're going hard on this. On a lot of people made the coof sort of their identity, like where they're like their whole life was sort of dedicated to, I don't know, like glazing and stumping for a virus, or I guess protection of the virus. And it's weird, like all they can talk about, all they can focus on was this one in their, I guess in their mind, that's like the last thing that ever happened. There is definitely some evidence to prove the simulation theory, and that the world ended in 1999 when the clocks turned over, and we're still here because we're living in, like, there's two theories. Either we're living in the last minute of, and you know, like when you're dying, that last minute can be an eternity because you experience time differently. Like we're still all living in the collectively at the same time living in the last minute of humanity's, lifespan, and nothing new has actually happened. Nothing new has happened. This is all just our brain recreating things. Or the world ended and our consciousness, like the robots that came along afterwards and scooped out the human remains and created this simulation, they don't have any history to go off of past 1999. And so everything has to be like repeated and continually recycled. And let me tell you something, man. Seeing a lot of these people still wearing their face mask and their face shields and talking about the coof nonstop and yelling at people that aren't wearing their masks and telling people you're too close to me when they're like 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like those are NPCs that didn't get the coof is over update. You know?
Yeah.
Like their hardware is damaged in some way and they haven't gotten the update, so they're still in that weird coof mode. And that really supports, and that goes with a lot of stuff. Like, there's a lot of NPCs out there that just can't receive new information. They can't update their software. It's crazy.
It is mad. I mean, I actually think if that 1999 theory is true, then clearly when I was negotiating to be put back in, they gave me a really crappy version, like a beta version or something like that, because I haven't got a six pack, I haven't got hair, I haven't got pecs, I'm not wealthy. Come on, help me out. Come on.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Like, whatever happened, I'm not sure how I ended up in this version, but it's not cool, guys. I don't like being always tired, overweight, and ADHD ridden dude with a missing tooth. It's not cool. I don't like it.
Can I also say, mate, when you're talking about us getting older, do you ever wake up like I did a few weeks ago? I woke up, had a perfect night's sleep. My back was gone. It was agony all day. It was literally like someone had snuck in at night and just worked my body with a baseball bat while I slept.
You know, thankfully I don't have any back problems. Not yet.
Yeah. Trust me, it's either someone's doing me over at night or the body's just saying, no, we can't do this anymore. Structural integrity.
That's another like sort of spin-off of simulation theory.
Yeah.
That the world ended and our consciousness was harvested by an alien race and they're recycling all the material so they can study us. And what you're experiencing is when they pull you out to study your individual inodes.
You're going to say probed, aren't you?
They digitally probe you, and that's why your back hurts.
Yeah. Thanks, mate. That makes me feel so much better.
And let me tell you something. They don't look like Asgards or little close encounter aliens. No, these are full-on, like, multi-tentacled reptilian lizard people. And just to be very clear,
they got big hands.
Yeah, the huge hands. They're just huge tentacles. Each one of their fingers they're basically gigantic cucumbers. No, so also octopuses, or octopi. What is it? What is the plural for octopus?
Octopi, I think.
Octopi. Yeah. So octopi, octopi. These are aliens. I want you to really consider this for a minute. There is a species on this planet that predate the dinosaurs. They have multiple redundant internal organs. They have better camouflage than anything we've ever developed in the history of mankind. They can literally mimic whatever surface they're on. They have larger brains than a lot of humans. They're known to problem solve and use tools. These things have blood that don't even they're not even our same color. Octopi are so alien to this world. It's insane. The fossil records we've ever found for them also show that they have really never changed. Their size is pretty much the same. Their shape, like, they predate the dinosaurs, but evolution just didn't catch up. It's like there was nothing to evolve when you have near perfect species. It's sort of crazy how insanely alien these things are.
You're locking into my fears tonight, aren't you? You know, octopi, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that every time I'm on the coast, every time I go down to the beach, I feel like a tentacle's going to grab my leg and drag me in, and that's the end of it. But I do get fascinated. I don't know about you, about all the stories where people think they've seen like giant squid, you know, today, you know, and like off the coast of Japan and places like that. We don't know how deep that ocean is, you know.
Well, we've explored more of the moon than we have of the ocean, which is sort of wild. That's sort of wild too. I don't understand.
It is. And,
why is only James Cameron out there with the subs? Okay.
Yeah. I'm quite happy to let James Cameron or someone else go down there and check it out, because I know full well, knowing my luck, the first trip I take is I'm going to switch the light on and suddenly there's going to be an eye of a giant squid looking straight back at me, and I'm just going to go, oh shit.
Well,
that's the end of it.
These octopus, they don't even they see better than we do. Their vision, they're able to their vision. This is the theory, was able they have telescopic eyes where they can zoom in on individual features. I'm telling you, man, if there was ever a conspiracy theory or a wild alien theory that I would believe, it's that octopi came here millions of years ago from a completely different planet. Maybe they were pets or something I don't know, maybe they just came on a comet and they just got stuck here and they can't go anywhere. And because they don't belong here. They don't. It's people talk about the platypus and how this thing looks like a scientist made it by accident. I get that's true. Like platypus is it's a mammal. It lays eggs. It has stingers. It's blind, but it can see in water. It sees like the way the daredevil sees.
Yeah,
it's a real weird creature. I get it, but it's clearly also in some way a product of its environment. The octopi. What did it evolve from? What of evolutionary traits did it need? I don't understand how we even got this thing out of the evolutionary chain. It doesn't make any sense.
And when you've also they've seen prehistoric fossils of what as say the kraken, and they've seen tentacles of it, but they've found and they've made molds of it. The razors that it has on each tentacle, it just shreds you in seconds.
Oh yeah, it's these creatures
mental.
They are as close to real life aliens as we're ever gonna get. And I'm that is one theory I definitely, if they've somehow if 2 years from now they're like, hey guys, we figured it out, these octopuses, they're straight up aliens. We just found all their fossils on Mars. I would be like, yeah. That makes sense. I wouldn't even be shocked.
I think also, when you're talking about aliens and stuff, and there's been military footage of supposedly going into the ocean, these ships. That's the logical place where you would go, because you can survive down there.
Yeah,
you've got ships that can survive the pressure. I mean,
if you can survive space, I suppose
you can do that.
I suppose you can survive the ocean. Where it's reverse pressure, right?
Yeah,
you're probably right. It's all about sort of equalizing the empty space in the outer hull, and if you can do that in space, then you can do that in the ocean. It would actually make a lot of sense. So this is a crazy theory. Aliens crash landed here in Meadow Mystic millions of years ago, and they just can't leave. And they've watched.
They're gold.
They're good. They watched humans evolve from these weird cave-dwelling semi-bipedal species to that used to kill each other, to a slightly smarter version of ape-like bipedal societal creatures that still kill each other, to warring creatures that kill each other. Then they started inventing things to help kill each other. And then they started, progressing and building societies and inventing horrifying technology to help kill each other faster and more efficiently. And these things have watched us for years safe from the ocean, you know, some deep cavern somewhere in the ocean. They're like, these people are nuts. Like, we're not going up there. They just keep they like devising new ways, more efficient and more energy cost effective ways to kill each other. It makes no sense.
Yeah, mate. I'm really going to have to get you to watch the 4th Doctor Who story, City of Death, because that is about right at the dawn of time on Earth. You've got an alien spaceship to take off, and it's a creature called the Jaggeroth, and he blows his ship up, taking off. That explosion causes the human race to begin and the evolution. But what happens is he gets splintered in time. So there's different versions of him throughout time, pushing humanity along so that he gets to the 20th century and he's got enough technology to try and send himself back,
right,
to try and stop the initial experiment. It's really good. And interestingly, he takes his face off and he's a squid creature.
No, really?
He is, mate. He is.
All right.
Yeah, I've got to get you to watch it.
I'm gonna have to watch that. Is that New Who or a classic?
So, Tom Baker, classic. It's brilliant.
I gotta check it out.
Excellent. Yeah.
All right. So the first. Oh wait, we got some super chats from Kenneth the Rogue, 22-month member.
Hey.
And just so you guys know, Kenneth the Rogue is not just a 22-month member on this channel, but also on our other channel, and somehow he's a member there twice. So he's we basically invented a whole new tier for Kenneth called Super Producer, because this guy has been supporting us for a long time. He says Cameron isn't the only one with a sub exploring. Okay. Well, I don't know about the rest of them, so give me some insights on that. Who else is exploring? I mean, I feel like it shouldn't take this long for us to explore the ocean floor. You know, but I don't know anything about the ocean, so maybe it's really hard.
And again, is it also because of, from a wealth perspective, it's far more appealing to an audience and backers to explore space or the exploration of space than it is to search our oceans and to investigate our oceans? That's got to be part of it as well, isn't it? You know, because we're all pushing to Mars and, you know, colonies on the moon.
Well, that makes sense too, though. Like, think about this. Humanity needs to have some kind of backup. Does that sound weird? Like,
no, you mean about if something hits us,
right? Why is there no USB stick in the back of the drawer for humans? And I know why. It's because we can't get off this planet until recently. Like, we should be considering the fact that humanity needs a backup file somewhere else.
Well, it's like Stargate. We need the alpha site.
Yeah, we need an alpha site, dude. Like, I don't think that's just reasonable. I think that's required. Like, people that never back up their computer and then they're shocked when they lose all kinds of data. I'm like, what did you expect?
Yeah.
You didn't put that file anywhere else? You didn't.
Just takes one Microsoft update to destroy everything.
Right. Every time I have a family member or whenever come to me and they go, I lost all my wife's pictures. What can I do? I'm like, nothing.
Yeah.
You took your wife's pictures and you put them in a folder on your desktop. And you just thought that they would just be there forever? No. You got to have the file backed up. Look, and I'm not saying you back up everything. Like, if I backed up everything, it would take 75 terabytes of space. But
you could say years then, mate.
You know, and 75 years. I mean, I literally have 16 terabytes on this system. Shane, the AI, is using like 6 terabytes itself. I couldn't back up everything, but you back up the important stuff, like straight up.
Yeah, you do.
Well, humans are pretty important. We should back ourselves up. There should be a version of us, or at the very least, like, can we like leave like an obelisk somewhere on Mars so that if we ever don't make it, someone will find a record of us? Like, I feel like there needs to be some record of humanity, bro. You know,
with your daughter's wise words written across it.
Yeah. Don't be a gay retard.
Yeah. And alien species are going, I wonder what they meant.
It's a warning. This is why we no longer exist.
Yeah.
Too many gay retards. I'm almost positive we're breaking some kind of like YouTube rule when we say that, but it was just so funny. I had to repeat.
Yeah. They're hunting us at this very moment, mate.
I want to read you guys something about this topic. So I've been working on sort of a sci-fi story with a friend of mine for about a year now, on and off. We share notes. And this was the author's note we came up with for this thing. And one day I'll share it with you guys when it's done. I never have time to actually work on it. But basically it's a science fiction, I don't want to say novel because it's too short to be a novel. It's roughly like 50 pages, you know. But it's sort of a what if. And it takes a version of our Earth and our humanity right now, and it fast forwards about 1,000 years. I think it's about 800 years into the future, and it shows the end of humanity, right? And then it does the same thing, a same what if, starting around the same time, but with slight changes to the timeline. Elon Musk doesn't exist. Certain inventions didn't happen. Certain policies, political and social, were never established. And it fast forwards the world again about 800, 900 years in the future, and humanity still doesn't exist. It's still the same. The outcome is still the same. The only difference is the first outcome, humanity ended with a bang and left a legacy, even if it was dangerous, risky, and a little offensive. And the second outcome was we ended with a whimper and no one noticed, and there was no legacy, and everyone was pretty comfortable when it ended. But is that how you want to live? Do you want to live comfortable, or do you want to live bold? So here's the author's note. It says, the author's note is basically the last page of the book. This book is not about science fiction. It's about choice. We stand on the edge of everything described within these pages. AI is no longer theory. Genetic engineering is no longer fantasy. Rockets no longer belong to only the government alone. The seeds of both futures already exist around us. And the question is not whether humanity can endure, but whether it chooses to. We must understand the danger of safety. Safety, when raised above all, becomes a prison. A society that hides from risk. That silences discovery, that fears ambition more than failure. It will not endure. If we find peace, it may find peace for a time, but it will flicker out quietly, unnoticed by the stars. That isn't survival, that is surrender. But somewhere between safety and ambition lies the narrow road in which humanity can truly live. We must not smother exploration in fear. We must not unleash progress without conscience. We must take risks, but with them wisdom. We must dream, but dream with responsibility. And so every time I see the timeline sort of shifting, like when Trump was elected the first time, that was a huge timeline shift, right? Because the left was pretty much in charge. And then there was this great buck where he fought back against the system dramatically and started a movement of people sort of unflinching in the face of things that they felt were wrong. And that's big. Yeah. That was a timeline shift, bro. Like the timeline literally shook and moved around a little bit, right? And then the safety people took control back, especially because of the COOF and all that, COVID. That allowed them to take control over the system again. And the timeline settled into its old patterns with Biden and Kamala, whatever her name was, constantly sort of pushing the same progressive, safe, calm, stifling narrative, right? No one can be offended. No one can progress unless everyone progresses, unless everyone is happy, which doesn't make any sense. And then what happened was when a lot of that stuff ends, it backfired because they thought that they can use that COVID they can use it to sort of set the timeline right. a lot of people in that time period, though, were woken up. And they realized that they were fed a lie the first 4 years, the first 6 years, the first 8 years, the first 10 years. And Donald Trump came back with a bang. And his movement grew substantially, 300, 400%, not just in the United States, but all over the world. Because a lot of people woke up and said, I don't necessarily agree with him or you or that guy or this guy, but I definitely am tired of being motherfucking lied to. And when they started supporting Trump and they started supporting that movement, it wasn't about Trump per se. It was more about throwing, what did that filmmaker say? Throwing a Molotov cocktail into the system that has effed them, that has stifled them, that have silenced them, that has forced them to surrender to a life that they never agreed to.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. That monumental shift once again shifted the timeline in a way that allowed Trump to come back really, really strong. And we need to be careful now because we need to make sure that we dream, but dream with responsibility, right? We want progress, but not without conscience. And we're getting a little close to the end of that.
I think, and I can speak with some interest in this as a Brit, and I can say at the moment that you had that period where people woke up, and I am grateful for the fact that people in the US did wake up to it. Trump did get elected. I always laugh at people that say that it was just a MAGA cult, because it wasn't a MAGA cult, because when he got elected, you know, he won the popular vote. So it wasn't a cult that won it. It was he was the most popular person for president. Exactly. Whereas you look at our country now, and I'm sorry to say I'm in a mindset at the moment where it's the fall of the Roman Empire.
It feels that way.
It certainly feels that way, because I don't know if any of you have seen what's gone on in the UK this week. The government, the Labour government, have contested the court ruling stopping migrants by a council, saying that they can't stay in the hotel in this local community where a girl was assaulted. They went to court. They argued the case that migrants were more important essentially than the locals. So what has happened now is that has been overturned. The judges were actually Labour activists, so they supported Labour's decision in it.
Now, what's Labour?
Now, Labour's the government at the moment, so they're effectively like the Democrats in your country.
Okay, like liberals.
Very, very liberal. Very, very liberal. You know, they won't stop the boats because really they believe in it all. So that's where we are at the moment. And where you said about there are moments in history, we are at that moment now, because you've got native Brits rising up and protesting. We've had 35 protests today across the country, but England flags are being put up everywhere by just locals, just British residents.
Yeah, the pushback. The pushback should be a pendulum swing.
Yeah, and it's the trouble we have now, and I know we'll get on to a point about talking about flags later on. We're in this country now where we've got elected officials and council members who are basically saying that to take the England flag down because there's an issue, but yet they're quite happy for a Palestine flag to be flown on a regular basis in the country.
Yeah,
and that's where we are at the moment. That is why I think it's literally within the next few years. It's literally, I can't call which way it's going to go at the moment. And as someone said in the chat, UK is cooked. It's looking that way, but I tell you what, we won't go down without silently. You know, because we love our country.
At the very don't go with a whimper, bro. Like, don't go on your knees surrendered. At the very least,
I'm going live with a webcam, mate.
Yeah, live with a webcam.
BRANE Show special.
Yeah, well, yeah, BRANE Show on the street. Look at this! Look at this!
John,
look at all these gay retards everywhere! Gay retards everywhere!
Here's John now. He's just about to parachute in. Let's go. And I'll drop down and I'll do an Arnie from Predator. Go, stick around.
You know what's crazy? If we ever had you like on the street guy like that, I want you to know there wouldn't be any latency. And I need to say this. This made no sense. I don't know why legacy media is still in charge when it comes to sharing information. Why they still have the upper hand when it comes to people respecting their news coverage, because it's 2025.
Terrible.
And there's still a 6 to 8 second delay whenever they talk to someone that's not in the studio. Guys, I am doing this with free software, over an internet connection to a guy in the UK who is 6 hours ahead of me, and there's no latency. How in the world can you, as CNN, not upgrade your internet? Are you kidding me? There should never be, like, bro, imagine this. Imagine I'm on the street, okay? And you're in the studio. Let's just do this real quick role play.
Yeah.
Non-sexual, okay? And say, to address the audience.
Glad you clarified that.
Yeah, we have to address the audience, and they go, now we're going to go to Brian in the street. I want to show you what it's like when I watch CNN. Go ahead.
Now we're going to go to Brian live on the street. Yeah.
Good to be here, John. It's crazy.
Do you know what? As a Brit, do you know what I'll always laugh at? Do you know what? It's CNN when it's hurricane season, right?
Oh, yeah.
I always laugh at it because you'll have the one person there going, it's really getting up there, and then there'll just be a normal guy walk past like, what the hell's he doing?
There's like,
I'm going off to get some cigarettes.
A couple older teenagers just casually walk into the 7-Eleven. He's like, it's really crazy out here, John. And some guy's like, he's smoking a cigarette
by someone.
He's casually smoking a cigarette, like no big deal. Look, the media is not to be trusted. They hate you. They've been lying to you for almost 100 years. Please stop feeding them all those nonsense.
I'm gonna give you all an example, right? I was watching ITV News this week in the UK with my mum, and the story came up about the tragic shooting in the US. You know, horrible, absolutely horrible. They started it by saying this was a far-right activist. That's how they started the article on ITV News. It wasn't a far-right activist.
No.
It wasn't.
No.
And it's like, and I was sitting there like this, and I was like, Mum looked at me and she goes, "You're going to get angry, aren't you?" And I went, "No, I just need to find something wooden to bite."
like a leather strap. Yeah. Well, speaking of it, I did find this video I want to share with you because we're on this topic. I know we're a little all over the place today, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just sort of letting the show flow like water.
Riffing.
I mean? Like, we have the topics, but the topics lead us to other topics, and
we roll
with it. Well, on this topic, this is in the UK. John, I want to get your opinion on this, bro, because this both saddened me and enraged me at the same time. Also, Anthony said that he thinks that the 6-second delay is a traditional thing to avoid curse words. That's not true. There's something called a 3-second stop on live television. That 3-second stop, though, affects the entire network and not just the guys on the street.
Can I also say as well about that 6-second delay? The BBC have a 6-second delay, but interestingly, when they did Glastonbury and they had that stupid band that were saying, kill all the, Israelis, blah, 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 they interestingly decided not to use the 6-second delay on that one. It's funny.
Oh, yeah.
Selective 6 seconds.
Yeah. In broadcast industry, they call it the OSHIT button, because that little 3-second stop allows you to smack a button when by the time you hear it, you have about a quarter of a second to tap the button, and by the time it gets to the viewer, what you heard, it's timed perfectly, by the way. Like, that delay is not some arbitrary number. It's timed so that the producer, when he hears the bad word, has the time mentally and physically to push the button. that bleeps the bad word out, and that before it gets to your TV set. So all that math has been worked out. Now the live on the street people, that's a whole other thing. That's just because they're using satellites, and you know what you shouldn't use when you're trying to broadcast in a storm? A satellite. Okay, not that hard. Anyways, back to this. This is from the UK, bro. This actually enraged me, and I did write a reply to this and I'll show you my reply, because it's ridiculous, and I think that this needs to get a little more coverage. So we're gonna play it right now.
Yep.
All right, this is in the UK. You can always tell it's the UK, bro, because the double buses.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, side quest again. I love the double buses. Why is that not a thing here? I don't get it.
I will say one thing about the buses in the UK, right? On all the seats, they have these metal bars. And whenever I used to take the bus to work, after a long day, I'd be very tired. So I'd start to fall asleep on the bus. And every time I'd fall asleep, my head would go down, smack, hit the metal bar. Then I'd wake up. Then I'd go to sleep again, smack. So this was like a 10, 15-minute thing where my forehead was caved in by the time I got home.
Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, John actually has extreme brain damage.
Yeah. I've only got a quarter of my brain, everybody.
Right. Thankfully, we don't have to use that much to do a live show. No, but I'm telling you, like, the double buses are such a cool concept, and I'm not sure why they never made it here. Like, we have,
Well,
especially in places like New York. In New York, like, there's not enough space to, like, move sometimes. Wouldn't it be cool to have a double-decker bus? I don't know.
Do you have the extra long, what they call the bendy buses, where you have the foam bit in the middle?
Yeah, we do, but
it.
only in, like, theme parks and convention centers.
Yeah.
Like that, I've never seen that on like a city bus street, at least here in Cali. But I have seen them. Like, so my wife, she works at the school district, but then in the summer when these lazy teachers get 3 months, I'm kidding, by the way, when the teachers get 3 months up, if my wife saw this, she'd be so pissed at me. When these lazy, no good teachers get 3 months off, she went to go work at Disney, and she was working at Disney in, like, she started off in, like, the what do you call it? Like the gift store.
Yeah,
and she was doing character stuff. By the way, her character stuff was awesome. I used to tell her, I can't believe I'm having sex with a Disney princess. This is incredible. Because she did the Jasmine character for a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm like, can you please bring the costume home, babe? Bring the costume home, please. Please, baby.
All I would say to you, mate, is if you wish for having sex with a Disney princess these days, you'd get something very, very different.
Right. So anyway, she was working there, and then she ended up working at, like, the Disney Landing or Walk. I don't know. But there is where they have, like, the big buses with the accordion in the middle.
Yeah.
Because Disneyland has gotten so big that they are literally having people park, like, miles away, and they pick them up in these gigantic accordion buses and drive them up to where Disneyland starts, which is wild.
Blimey. It's mad.
It's mad, bro. Anyways, let's go talk about this. So this is in UK. That side quest took a long time. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's fine, man.
So
we're having fun, everyone. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
This is in the UK, and it's two girls. Something to note here, one of the girls is the younger sister of the really aggressive girl. And what's happening is they're being surrounded by migrants. And if you don't know what's going on right now in the UK, sorry to go from something fun to something not fun. I really effing apologize, but that's the way it is. Right now, in large sections of Europe, these migrants who have very little morality and almost no respect for where they're living now and the people, they've been raised from a young age to look at infidels and white people as lower than, as cattle, as something that is in their way. And so they form these rape gangs. That's what they're called, where they're essentially going through, large groups of younger men going to the park looking for girls. Well,
yeah,
this is the reason why this girl felt the need to go out with a literal kitchen knife and an axe when she left her house. Here we go. You can hear it, right?
Yeah.
Why are you fucking with us? These are fucking kid bashers.
Show the knife. Show the knife. Show the knife.
That's right. It's made me so mad. Oh, why are you having knives? Why are you having knives? Show the knife. Why are you filming a child, you fucking idiot? Like, it's so crazy that this guy thinks this kind of action, this kind of behavior is in any way appropriate whatsoever. He thinks he's in the right filming this small child.
Interestingly, mate, there was a narrative that came out earlier this week to basically say that apparently he was on holiday abroad with his pregnant wife. And I was like, okay. But then there's been a further reports coming out that apparently I'll put it this way, he's got some videos online that have got some disturbing stuff talking about religion and his beliefs. So I'm at a point now where it's happening so often. It's happening so it's not even just isolated incidents now around the country. It's happening everywhere in the country.
Right.
Scenarios like this. And when you talk about things popping up and it can go, you know, the timeline can go one way or the other. It is literally at that point now because it's everywhere. Everyone is now aware of it. We've even had inquiries confirming that politicians, councillors, police officers were covering all of this stuff up for decades. You know, it is really, really insidious. It's a stain on the country.
So we're gonna finish the video, then I'm gonna get your opinion on like the migrant system, and I want to get your insight also on. Well, let's just watch this first.
Yeah. Why are you fucking with us?
These are fucking kid bashers.
She said, by the way, it's hard to understand her because she has a very heavy accent. What is that, like Welsh? Or
Scottish.
But she said
this is Glasgow, I think, from memory.
Yeah, and she goes, he's like, why do you have a knife? He goes, because you're kid bashers, which is like pedophiles, right?
Get the fuck away from us!
Show the knife.
Like there's like 8 to 10 guys surrounding these children. It's insane, dude. This is a child, bro.
Don't touch her!
That's it. Show the knife.
Don't touch my little sister!
Show the knife. That's it.
Don't fucking touch my little sister! She ain't fucking 12!
All right, we're gonna stop it. It's making me upset. I'm losing my good mood.
See, the thing is, I would say to you, mate, on this, and to people in the chat, please let me know what you think about this. I'm sure Brian wants to get your feedback on it as well. But for me, there's two things. Even if they didn't do anything, what is going on that makes a girl go out with a knife and an axe?
And that's the fact. So some comments on this video were like, why does she have access to weapons? Or some really real stupid retards out there.
Yeah.
Talking about why kids shouldn't have knives. And I commented, what the F are you on about? My 13-year-old daughters have access to bigger knives and potential weapons than that kitchen knife. The problem isn't that she's holding a kitchen knife. The problem is that she feels she has to, and you are a creep if you think any differently.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll give you something else as well, right? This is a freebie from today. A video was put on TikTok by a migrant in the hotel that's being protested, right? So he's filming the English locals peacefully protesting outside the hotel, right? Mm-hmm. People searched his TikTok, and he's got TikToks of when he's in another country with holding assault automatic weapons, pistols, all kinds of weapons, and you sort of think to yourself, yeah, of course, that sounds like it's going to be a very, very upstanding citizen for the UK to bring in.
By the way, guys, I wouldn't even know how to get to like another state without a car and in Google Maps. I don't know how these guys are like traveling the world on fucking camels, dude. I don't get it.
Well, what I don't like about this is, don't get me wrong, there are some people that are coming from countries where they're coming from war-torn countries, and there's that minority of them that you think you help people. But there's two things I'll say on this. The first one is, it's not like they're coming straight from a war-torn country to the UK. They're coming up through Europe, and they're coming through France. Last I heard of, they weren't war-torn countries. So why do they want to get to the UK? It's because of the benefit system. That's why they want to come to the UK. Okay. That's it. If you cut the benefits off tomorrow, there's less incentive for them to want to come here. But, you know.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And, like I got to be honest, like, I feel like if I'm living in California, where Mexico is the closest version of that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if I was living in Mexico, I would want to be here too. Like,
yeah.
Bro, like, I've been to Mexico. It sucks. Like, I get it. Like, and not only would I rather, I would like to be here even whenever I'm not getting any benefits. But then you tell me that if I show up and just say that I'm feeling slightly unsafe or whatever, all of a sudden I'm given a debit card, an ID, and a hotel room. Like, damn. I mean, dude, at one point I considered, what is the logistics of me leaving my ID at home, driving into Mexico, and then walking over and claiming asylum? Would my life be better off as a new person from Mexico?
And why are you burning your passport straight away? That makes me very suspicious. If you're burning your passport so we don't know where you're from.
Yes.
Funny that, isn't it?
I'm sorry. But that's not just suspicious. That is, he's hiding something, obviously.
Yeah. Exactly. And again, you know, I am grateful for the fact that J.D. Vance, the vice president, is effectively supporting us. He's come out of a comment this week, and he's basically said he stands by the native Brits putting up their flags. They should be free to do so. It's, you know,
well, you know,
anyone
why
that takes you to take it down isn't a patriot.
Bro, you know why he's saying that, right? Because he's literally by definition a colonizer.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
For anyone that doesn't know that joke, his wife is Indian, right?
Yeah.
And he is clearly has like European descent. And if you go back years, English basically colonized India. So whenever I see him and his wife, I'm like, JD, still doing it, still colonizing, bro.
If you want to. And I'll see if I can send it on to you so you can send it on to the chat if anyone wants to see it. But that we've got a fantastic journalist in the UK called Andrew Neil. And he interviewed in the last week, this racial studies professor in the UK who was basically talking about the fact that, you know, the British Empire was the worst in history for slavery.
What?
And Andrew,
That's, by the way, that is factually not true.
Yeah, and Andrew Neil
and the British Empire was the first to actually abolish and ban slavery. Now, and
he raised it all. He raised all that, and he also raised all of the empires in history who didn't abolish slavery
for thousands and thousands of years.
And he said it was at a financial cost to the UK. To the British Empire,
not just that
they were financing to stop it.
No, it wasn't just a financial cost. It distracted their military. It affected their wartime efforts. Like, listen, to be fair, the Brits weren't very good at upholding that the slavery ban, but they tried. They were the first country in thousands of years to end a practice that was seen as completely and totally moral and normal. They saw it as other than, because they were based on Christian values, and so they stopped Judeo-Christian values. They stopped it, or they tried to, and they used part of the military during a wartime effort to do so. By the way, now they weren't very effective at continuing that embargo and making that work. It didn't stick. But you know when it did stick is when America 40 years later, followed suit. When we followed suit and we fought a literal civil war on our own soil to uphold this ban and to follow in the footsteps of Britain. When we did that as the second of the rising stars of global power, that is when people in the world started to realize that slavery was wrong and that the ban started to stick. This is what drives me nuts, because because Great Britain at the time, the people that made the decision were what? 99% white, right?
Yeah.
In the United States, the people that made the decision to ban slavery were what? 99% white?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But somehow, white people are to blame for slavery, a system and a practice that has been happening
so annoying
for millennia. We're the ones that you blame for this practice that started before there were even races of people. Yeah. You think that we're the problem when Great Britain, 99% white, stopped it, and then the United States followed suit and made it a standard, also 99% white. White men are the problem, yet we're the ones who actually abolished this practice. And this exact practice that we abolished is still happening in China right now with the Uyghurs.
Absolutely.
In healthy portions of India, in healthy portions of Korea. These practices are still happening in places that white people don't even exist. So stop blaming us for slavery, dude. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And again, you know, and going into similarly about our current government, if anyone ever wants to look up the Fabian Society, a lot of our government ministers, Labour, are part of the Fabian Society. And the Fabian Society is effectively a communist society. So if you get a chance, look it up. Sorry, my camera's just playing up there. Second. Starmer's got to me, everybody.
Oh, they got him. They got him.
Here they come.
They got him.
Yeah,
I'm here.
so
Go ahead.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't know what happened.
I'm still operational, just not without. It's my good looks.
Yeah. Right. Well, just keep talking. I'll put something up for you.
Yeah. So the Fabian Society is. I switched it to another option. Yeah. The Fabian Society is a communist society, but they want to push their agenda through infiltration. And that's what they're doing at the moment. So everything that's gone on for the last 20 years is all part of that society's movement. So it's an interesting read if you want to check it out. But you'd think it was a conspiracy theory, but everything that's happening now, I'm like, okay, this is starting to sound very, very real.
All right, well, let's get into some entertainment, dude. We're going to talk about Peacemaker. Yeah. But before we do, we got a couple more super chats. From Chappie, Trump created Space Force. Now we need Sequest. Yeah. Yes, please. How great would it be if Trump was like, look, all right, Space Force, great idea. My idea, it was awesome. People say I'm a genius for it. Now I think we need Sequest. And James Cameron is going to be the 3-star general. Field promotion in charge of Sequest.
You're reminding me of that South Park episode where they do the James Cameron one in the sub where he's going down by himself. They do a little sing song as he's going down. But where would you rather be, though? A question for everybody. Where would you rather be? Would you rather be in a spaceship in space, or would you rather be in a submarine in the ocean? Now, I'd feel more relaxed probably in space. I'm not comfortable possibly with the pressures of the ocean around me. I think probably space I'd be more comfortable.
I think I'd feel more comfortable in the ocean.
Yeah, because, you go after the squid, I'll go after the aliens.
Yeah, but see, they might be the same thing, John. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, good point. We'll keep in touch, mate.
So Rex says, so what makes you think you can conceive how an alien thinks? Think about it. Now, I'm not sure if he's talking about like an illegal alien or like actual aliens. I think it's actual aliens. Yeah. What if octopi are actually just as smart as we are, smarter, but they communicate differently because they're like interdimensional aliens stranded here in time, right?
So this is Star Trek 4, but with octopi. Then,
and we just casually like eat them, and we chop their limbs off while they're watching us, and we eat them. That's what they do in Japan. Like we eat them live, bro. Like I've seen the videos where like it's a delicacy to like dip these things in chili sauce and eat them live. Like these are intelligent creatures, guys. I'm not like a PETA guy. I'm not a vegetarian or a vegan. I love meat. Big, huge fan, right? Huge fan of meat. I've hunted, I've butchered, all those things. So I'm not like some crazy animal guy, but I'm telling you right now, if it's smarter than average humans, we shouldn't eat it.
Again, it's what I've said to you before about AI, how I always thank AI at the end and in case it tries to wipe me out in the future. Same with an octopus.
Thank you, Ada.
Yeah. So same with an octopus. I just walk up to it. If I go into a restaurant, I go, look, just remember, mate, tell your friends I didn't eat you. All right? It wasn't me. All right? We're cool. We're golden.
I think you shouldn't be on the menu. It's wrong. Okay? Just to be clear. Tell you right. Brian, I live in California. I have a great YouTube channel. Tell your friends. Subscribe, like, and comment. It's look, if an animal has an IQ that is higher than our lower IQ humans, then they shouldn't be on the menu. And I think that works for like dolphins. Dolphin meat is not legal, at least not in California or the United States, because we know they're smart, right? And we shouldn't eat smart things. Well, octopi are also smart. We shouldn't eat octopi. I don't think we should.
Leave them be.
Yeah, let them.
We're gonna pay for it in the end,
right?
Just like in Star Trek 4, you know,
right?
It had a terrible price. Dude. Humpback whales had a terrible story, didn't it, for us?
All right, and we don't have the intrepid crew of the Enterprise in time travel to help fix it. So
not yet.
And we might never if the safeguards allow us to die with a whimper versus explore boldly.
Exactly.
Kenneth the Rogue for $20. Thank you, Kenneth. Same guy that has a membership here and 2 memberships on our other channel also sent us a $20 super chat. God damn, Ken, you are
legend. Absolute
Bamf, bro.
Yeah.
He says the shipwreck of the USS Samuel R. Roberts was discovered by an expedition team led by American financier and explorer Victor Vescovo in June 2022 with personnel from Calandon Oceanic Deep Space Ocean. That's a really cool name. Deep Ocean Search. Deep Ocean Search. Yo, where do you work? The DOS.
Yeah.
And ISO's expedition. These are all cool names for I want to see. You know what? We need to stop seeing reality shows about vapid Instagram whores and their stupid football, dumb jock husbands and boyfriends. And let's do reality shows about the people looking for, shipwrecks from 1922. I want that.
You can imagine going up to a lady at a bar and she goes, "What do you do? Who do you work for?" "I work for the DOS." "But I can't tell you about it."
Oh my gosh, dude. I'm going to start using acronyms for everything. Instead of telling people like I'm a YouTuber, I'm like, I work for TBD. TBP. I can't get my own acronym right. Never mind. I can't obviously do that. Kenneth the Rogue says again for $5. Thank you, Kenneth. The shipwreck was found 21,000 feet under the ocean. Wow, that's wild, dude.
That's mad.
Yeah, that's wild. And Chappie sends in a gift membership. Thank you, Chappie, my dude. And Hegleth is the one who got it. And then Chappie for $5. That'll be Minnesota soon. Then the other states. They are trying to build an entire Muslim town just outside of DFW here in Texas. Need to stop that. Yeah. Here's the deal. Islam, Muslim ideology, belief system, their culture is not compatible with Western culture. And if you go, well, that's fine because all cultures are good, you're wrong. First off, Western culture is what stopped slavery, what built machines, what started the industrial age, what started the digital age. Western culture is why we have cars, computers, why we have technology, why we've gone 21,000 feet into the ocean and hundreds of thousands of feet into space, why we've landed on the moon. Western culture is the reason you're watching me right now. Islam, Muslim, and the Eastern ancient savage cultures have barely changed in thousands of years. They still believe that women are less than. They still believe in savage and horrific, non-civilized forms of control over society. Those types of cultures and beliefs should not be given a literal foothold in the United States, because these are not just towns where they're celebrating their culture. This is they're invaders, and they're setting up a beachhead straight up.
And all I would say to my friends in the US is the fact that you've just got to look at where we are now. That's your wake up call. That's you can't sleep on these things, because politicians will go, we're letting so many, then we're letting in so many more, but then next thing you know, there's a massive growth from reproduction. Next thing you know, you're in serious trouble, and that's where we are. So you've got to be careful. You can't sleepwalk with this.
No, you can't. And you're sort of right. Like outside Minnesota, let me tell you something. If there's an entire town that stops every prayer session, and everyone is sort of forced to observe while the prayer chant and music is played twice a day, that is not American. That's not freedom. And the fact that we're entertaining this nonsense and this savage ideology is, in my opinion, not just silly, but it's offensive.
We had the town I live in, Bournemouth. It's a coastal town. We had it was about 50 or 60 Muslims on the beach last week in the heat, and they all started praying on the beach around everybody that were having a suntan. There's mosques around the area they could go to do that, but that was about intimidation. That wasn't about anything else, right? In my opinion,
it's intimidation. Right.
Yeah, and that's where we are.
Because they see you as less than. They see infidels, people, non-believers, as less than. I've read the Quran. I've studied that culture. My sister is married to a Muslim man, and I tell him, you're a good Muslim, but by you being a good Muslim, that makes you religiously a bad Muslim. You realize that, right? And he goes, yeah, I get it. That's true. Because in order to be good from our perspective, healthy, what's the word? Tolerant, not sexist, not racist, not a pedophile. Like, ideologically speaking, you would have to be bad at your religion. By the way, we have, guess who's here? Guess who's here? Shane's in town. What's up, buddy?
What's
the
going
legend
on?
Shane is back from his fatherly duty. How you doing, man?
Good. I hear you guys are attacking freedom of religion, and I just wanted to jump in here and have a say. I love.
I'm not attacking.
Yeah.
No.
Go for it.
Oh, that's what I heard.
No, you don't. No. I'm saying that they're
Bill of Rights.
No. I wasn't.
Freedoms.
Hold
freedom
up.
Of religion.
Then you misunderstood what I said. Just to be clear.
Okay.
Any religion can be any ridiculous nonsense religion can have their space here, 100%.
Right. Okay,
but their religious laws should not reflect, should not influence our actual laws and our Constitution. So actual citizens in Minnesota and outside of Texas should not have to be subject to Sharia law because the majority of the people there happen to be Muslim. That's ridiculous.
Where we are in the UK at the moment, the government are actually working on an Islamophobia law. So you will be arrested if you criticize Islam or the religion. That's what they're working on. So that is the slippery slope we are at here in the UK. Which,
watching the UK, I'm so glad you said that, because watching the UK is incredibly important. That's what happens when you just let people come into your country willy-nilly. That's what happens when you don't, control your borders, make sure you're paying attention who's coming in. The Muslim religion is the biggest religion in the world, okay, by per capita, by person, right? It's the biggest religion in the world. And
hold up, Shane. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you blipped out for a second. You're back.
About 30% of the Muslim religion is, I guess what you would call excessive, is harsh.
Orthodox.
Believes in utilizing Sharia law and things like that. So it is a smaller sect, but they are intent on creating communities in the United States, and this is their purpose. Which, and I don't want to be a hypocrite.
You mispronounced footholds.
Footholds, but let's just be fair and remind people that Christianity did the same thing for centuries.
Yeah, thousands of years ago.
Okay.
This is no longer thousands of years ago, bro. It's 2025.
No,
we no longer rape boys. We no longer treat women like secondary, and I'm referring to Sharia law, secondary citizens. We don't throw gays off of buildings. Look, I don't care what religion you are. This is basic fucking civilization. You cannot treat people wrong.
I'm talking specifically insidious religions, though. Okay, so Christianity, as great as it is, and the principles and the 10 Commandments and everything else, the love and everything else that comes with it, it is an insidious religion. Their goal to spread Christianity and convert every person in the world, right, is their goal. While the Muslims have a similar type of thing, they have a different belief structure. So what we have to do is offer something better. So the trick is in the world is, as long as you're offering a better alternative, then they will never win. Okay, so when we're having our religious activities and Christianity in a lot of respects is dying in the United States, at least, and we have to control our borders, make sure we're bringing in the right people, and we can't be just inundated by people of the Muslim belief faith so they can come in here and inject Sharia law into our,
any specific one, not just Maria.
But they should be able to be, Sharia. They should absolutely be able to practice their religion in our country. I 100% believe.
100%. Freedom of religion is part of our constitution. You're right.
And I think that's not being hateful about saying we want to make sure we're having the right people come in. That's common sense, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I think what the trouble you've got in this country at the moment is you have people coming in who they're not even told they have to learn the same language. They're not even, they don't respect the flag. They don't respect the history of the country. My view has always been, if you're going to live in a country that you're coming to, the first thing you do is you should be made to learn the language, because that's the whole point of integration. And you should love the flag. It's the flag for me is something that you look to with pride at your country. And I think anybody who hates the flag, where it's your right to do so, I just don't agree with it because of the people that have fought and died for the country and what the flag represents, essentially.
100%. But also, just to mention what you said, so United States of America does not have an official language, which has always been a problem. I never understood why English wasn't an official language. So that's what people hang their hats on and why they don't come in here. It used to be when you came to this country up until about 1975, people would come to this country and the first thing they did was learn English. But then what started happening, especially in the Southwest, is we started catering to the bilingual. We started catering to the Spanish, and now we're offering options in English and Spanish for people. They don't have to learn the language.
And Gibberlink. Or whatever. What's it called? What's it called? Gibberspeak or Gibberlink?
Yeah. The uprising.
Shane, there's a language that only Gibberspeak, that only the AIs prefer to communicate in when they're talking to each other.
Oh, we're in trouble.
And it sounds like a dial-up modem. It's terrifying, bro. Gibber speak, gibberling. I forget.
To be honest with you, it kind of comforts me a bit because if the UK falls like it might do, at least I have the blessing to think the AI and the machines will avenge me.
Yeah.
You know, there'll be thousands of John-looking machine Terminators everywhere, you know,
Right.
with big guts.
Yeah. They're relentless, and they don't care about borders or religions. They're gonna get us all eventually. So on this topic, before we move on to the flag burning stuff, I did want to go, and this is referring to this is a crisis all over the world, but the biggest problem I have with, and that we should all have with the migrant crisis, is the fact that it's being used as a political, in a lot of cases, as a political distraction. This migrant crisis, along with a lot of crises, by the way, since I was a kid, there's always been a motherfucking crisis, right? Let me ask you a question, Shane.
There always will be.
Right? How long have we been in a drought?
Oh, long time. Yeah, since I was a kid.
Yep, since I was a kid. It's a drought. How long have we done global warming? Here we go. That's one. Constantly. World War III. That's always around the corner. The Revelation, the Rapture. There's always some crisis going to happen if we don't mind our P's and Q's, if we don't save water, if we don't conserve the environment, if we don't trust our politicians, if we don't allow the government to do what's best for us, there's always a crisis that's going to happen. Do you want to be drafted into World War III, Shane?
No, I'm a little too old.
By the way, if you ever see, if Shane and I ever get drafted, that means that we're on the bottom of the barrel, boys. Okay? There ain't no fucking reinforcements behind us. I'm telling you right now. We're the last of the Mohicans, and we've already lost this war.
The Expendables, yeah.
Ukraine 3.0, definitely, for sure.
Yeah, so the thing is this, you guys, there's always a crisis. And the reason why there's always a crisis is because the crisis is about control. Because if they can keep you fearful, they can sort of manipulate your need to trust them, to allow them to take more and more control, and they get you, they entice you, and they encourage you to give up your freedom, your liberties, for a little more safety, to feel a little better. And that crisis is always around the corner, but this time, the migrant crisis is in reverse. There's an actual migrant crisis happening, and they utilize large swaths of people and that crisis to distract you during very specific points. But that's actually happening, and that's why you won't see the media talk about the migrant crisis like they talk about, and they still talk about, the mother effing drought or World War III or global warming or climate change, etc., etc. You know, these same people that talk about global warming and climate change really never bring up the fact that there's a 3-mile island of plastic floating in the ocean, because that's too far away for them to utilize that crisis to take your liberties away. And this is important. You don't pay attention to what they're talking about. Pay attention to what they're not talking about. And notice that they're not talking about this the actual crisis that is the migrant crisis.
Can I ask?
Go ahead.
Sorry, Shane, you go.
No, just real quick, I wanted to. Rec Thoughts made a comment about the official language, and he's right. He says that, but the thing is that it was only an executive order. So Trump did have an executive order that English would be the official language on March 1st. The problem is Congress has to turn that into a law for it to actually stay in effect. So yes, while Trump is president, English is the official language. Go ahead, John. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I was just going to say to you guys, in the US, your news channels, when they do the weather, has it become like our BBC, ITV News and Sky News, where someone did a snapshot of like 20 years ago and it'd be like, it's 30 degrees in the UK, and everyone's like, yeah, that's what we call summer, you know, and then literally the map for BBC News is like, it's the color of the sun. You know, it's like you step outside of it, you're just going to be an ash shadow on the wall because it's that bad.
Yeah,
you know.
That drives me nuts. Whenever they go like, they always, every year they try to act like the temperature change is like some
weird,
it's some like precursor to the fucking apocalypse. Yeah, look at this anomalous. Look how hot it is in Las Vegas right now. Are you kidding me? We built a city in the desert. Did you expect it not to be hot? Humans shouldn't do this.
That's the clickbait nature of everything, right?
Right. Well, you can go back to the 80s and go to those old recordings, and it's the same recycled, repetitive bullcrap.
Well, it didn't become like until the last 10 years or so. It really became, where they wanted to focus on, this summer is going to be the hottest one on record. And you know why that is? And that's because they want, oh, I'm scared. What gets people to pay attention? Fear and sex. I mean, those are like the two things.
Yeah, fear and sex.
You can only have sex on TV. So
you want to sell something, you need to use sex or fear. There's a reason why this channel doesn't have millions of subscribers. Look at us. There's no sex. We aren't scaring you enough, and we mostly talk about things that make us happy or make us laugh. We're doing it wrong. We need to be scaring everyone, and we need to John, we got to replace you with a big buxom, big bootied Latina.
It's coming, everybody. I'm having the operation next week. I'm having the operation next week. My name is going to be then Joan. It's going to be
John is transitioning for you.
I will be in a gold bikini each week after that, and I will be getting a hair implant as well. So I'm doing everything I can do for the BRANE Show. I want you to know that.
Speaking of, there was a comment on like a couple weeks ago where it's
my God.
Yeah, you guys, I love this. You guys are great. This show is great, but goddamn, this panel's hard to look at.
Listen, bro, all you got to do, I love what Garbage said here, right? All you got to do is put up a fourth person and just stick a screenshot of Sydney Sweeney in the fourth spot. She don't ever have to say anything. Just leave her up there while we're talking. And I think that will make everybody happy.
It's like animation where it looks like
walks
she's
across.
listening.
She's like,
she walks across.
She gets up occasionally and sits back down. She never actually says anything.
Yeah. And I'm Joan.
Bro, listen.
Nice to meet you all.
Bro, okay, so I want everyone right now to remember this moment, okay? Because going forward, there will be a fourth panel.
Yes.
And it's going to be an AI girl. I'm going to tell you right now, this is not going to be someone that you have ever seen. I'm going to invent someone from like that is a combination of like the top 10 most attractive women on the planet.
I'd be curious about that because usually when two good-looking people have kids, they're usually ugly. So it'll be
no. It's going to be like it's an amalgamation, right? You take it and you sort of merge into one new human.
We're going to create a woman that's created from part of me, part of Brian, part of Shane.
It's somehow going to be uglier than us. No, but what you're going to see is, and you're going to know this, but new people that come, they're not going to know. We're going to call her Producer something. Let's go. It'll be like some kind of like acronym of the BRANE Show. And she'll be in the corner. And it will look like she's typing occasionally or nodding or laughing, but she's not going to be fucking real. And only the people watching right now is ever going to know that. She's going to be in the bottom right corner. Right. No, the other way. Right down there.
Yeah.
Where you see like the x.com/BRANE Show. I'm going to replace that with a little box where producer, insert name here, will be doing the production from the back end.
Love it.
And only the people watching right now are going to know that is a fake person.
She's got a pen in her mouth and she's typing and she drops it and then she winks and then bends down to get it as well.
Okay,
We're gonna make sure it's all done for you. We're not leaving anything out now.
Every once in a while, go, boss. Do you need anything? I mean, that'd be good.
Yeah. It's gonna look so realistic. She's gonna have the same background as Shane, like the same BRANE Show background. It's gonna look like she's like on the other side of Shane's computer, And
it's gonna be like one of those pens as well, back in the 80s where you turn it upside down and it starts moving the clothes.
If you turn your phone upside down, she starts to lose her clothes.
Oh my God.
Loads of viewers like that.
B-Ray girl. Great idea.
Yeah.
B-Ray girl. That's great.
Oh, dude. I'm telling you, you guys think I'm joking. I'm not joking. That's that.
And no, he'll do it. I think it's his specialty.
Yeah. And only, I'm actually very good at this. And only you are going to know because you're watching right now, because we're never going to mention it again. We're going to treat her like an actual producer.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, why not? Everybody else is lying on their shows.
Yeah. Why not? Well, we're not going to be lying. We're not going to be lying. We're just not going to address it.
All right.
And to be honest with you, while we do that, it gives me time to hit the gym, get into shape for this show, you know, make sure I've got pecs and a six pack, you know, I'm rippled,
It's so weird being insulted by someone, but in the same exact breath, they're complimenting you. They're like, really love the show, really love the comments, but goddamn, you're so fucking ugly.
Your guys are so ugly.
Can you please tear off your cameras? Can you just do this without your cameras on?
Like so many of these shows don't have their cameras on. It's just like their logos.
I did communicate with a guy. I did laugh, and he laughed back because I said, "What was it?" I said, "You do know this is YouTube, not OnlyFans."
Now coming to only YouTube.
Yeah. Brian eats a burger.
Listen, if we had more time, more money, and more motivation, and less depression, I would have totally have done like a trailer for the following show where it was us in drag. The new BRANE Show panel.
Yeah.
And then the camera turns on. I'm smearing lipstick on. Don't look at me. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Do I say, am I pretty now? Am I pretty now?
and then you sort of turn to Cam and go, at BRANE Show, we value our LGBTQ community.
Yeah, 5 viewers next week. It'd be great.
now that we've traumatized every single viewer on the panel, yeah.
Right. All right, dude.
There's people there like that going, oh, you know, crying, tears in their eyes.
Oh my god. All right, let's. All right, we gotta move on.
They asked for it. Give them what they want.
All right, let's talk about this flag burning thing.
Did you already talk about Peacemaker season 2?
Oh no, I didn't. Are you ready?
Thank God you saved that for
me. Can you? Yeah. Can you, Shane?
I want to. I've already.
I messaged you. I asked you. Did you watch it? You didn't answer.
Oh, I didn't. I must have missed that.
Cool. Let's do Peacemaker first because I've been wanting to do that. I'm so glad you're here for it. You're awesome. All right. All right. So what was happening? Hold on. Let me do super. Let me finish super chats.
Oh, I see. You just said it. Or no, you said it earlier.
Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay. No, I didn't miss super chat. Cool. Okay.
Can I ask Shane what I asked you at the beginning quickly as well?
Go ahead.
Do you suffer from bird blindness, Shane?
No, but that's one of the funniest things I've heard in a while. Tim Meadows really made me laugh hard. That was I didn't even see it coming. I'm like, bird
blindness.
You know,
it's like, what is great. Does that mean he can't see birds, or
he can't tell which bird is which?
Which bird like which?
Yeah, like a hummingbird or a falcon. Like it's the same thing.
I know we're gonna get to this, but I love the fact that he expected Economos to know what the F that was. Like it was a normal, totally regular disorder.
Yeah, he's like, look at that parrot. What?
All right, so that's an eagle, bro. All right, so we're talking about Peacemaker season 2, episode 2. If you have not been following along, episode 1 launched last week. It was a pretty big episode. As far as Max was concerned, they got a huge level of views and new subscribers from Peacemaker's opening. Did we lose John? Oh, he's back.
The back. Sorry, it was playing up.
Yeah. And whenever you press like the camera, I gotta fix that. When you do the camera off thing, it like just shows Shane's room.
It shows my background. That's great. Look at my birthday cards I got there from my kids and my wife.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Peacemaker season 2, episode 1. It did launch with a bang. There were some criticisms for sure, and a lot of people really didn't like the whole orgy scene. I do want to address that real quick and get your opinion on that. There was an orgy scene in the first episode, but let's be clear. it was deeper than just James Gunn trying to fit as much boobs, butts, vaginas, and penises into one shot, which, by the way, he expertly did. It was showing that Chris, aka Peacemaker, was not the same character he was from the first season. That this person, when he felt down, when he had that hole to fill, he went back to his old habit of drugs, booze, and sex, and none of those things worked. He didn't feel any better with the old vices. His normal debauchery that would make him feel better, that would fill the emptiness that he felt throughout season 1, no longer was effective in bridging that gap because he's a different person. The events of season 1 and his character development have progressed to the point where those normal vices and those debaucherous acts no longer make him feel, no longer numb the pain.
Part of the problem, though, bro. So I mean, yes, you're right, but the problem is like we never saw his debauchery at anywhere close to this level during season 1. Like this was like ultimate debauchery.
Well, yeah.
And during season 1, we saw him bang a chick that he
with a husband.
Remember? But as far as that was like it, I didn't realize he was so debaucherous until season 2. So
he always did a lot of drugs and drank a lot. And in season 1, if you notice, every time he was essentially put down or pushed off from hardcore, he went to go have sex with someone. And one of those funniest shots was when it was the guy that he met in the second episode that had a wife, and she's sitting there in like his trailer, you know.
Oh yeah.
So every time he felt like when he was put down or made to feel less than or rejected, he would follow up with some kind of debaucherous act. And this was just like the ultimate version of that.
Well, he did have a threesome with that couple in the first season, didn't he? Because you see him at the end; they're in bed together, like the husband and wife are on either side of him, and they're smoking cigarettes.
Yes,
did I
in
season 1.
Yeah, he did that too.
Yeah,
so I missed that. So that's on me. So maybe it does make more sense.
But I will say I'm in touch with my sexuality, but there was so much that. There was too much of it for me.
I know we're not talking about
right into people's clacker valves at some point in this episode.
I know we're not talking about last episode, but I did want to get that out because I wanted to get you guys' thoughts. Some people said that it was way too much, that it was too offensive, that it was too much shock value, and that's why I feel like they don't know that it wasn't about shock value so much as it was about showing Chris.
It was a little bit about shock value.
No, it wasn't as much. It wasn't as much about shock value.
When you're filming, okay, and when you're a director and you go insert, cutaway, and like there's 4 times that dudes are taking girls from behind, that you're intentionally
dudes taking dudes from behind. There was some gay sex in there too. Let's be real.
I tried to like not see that. Maybe I was just focused.
I can't not see it. It's like watching a car crash. Like there's almost nothing grosser when it comes to sex than 2 men two men making love. And it's like when you drive by on the freeway and there's a car flipped over on its side, you're like, how the does that happen? How does that work? I have the same exact feeling and revulsion to gay sex, bro.
It's even when the woman came out of the bathroom and like they did the full shot of her turning around, so you see Bush and all, you know, at that point. And I'm
and for me, Bush is also a car wreck, so it's like, oh no, no.
I'm like, what's going on here? I just want to watch a Peacemaker show.
No, it was excessive. There was shock value there. That I do think there was a deep meaning behind it, and I'm a little annoyed that so many people allowed so many adults that watched, Game of Thrones and Spartacus are like offended now by Peacemaker. It's just so silly to me. Like the same people that praise Spartacus, which is essentially sex, killing, sex, murder, sex, blood, and sex. I'm not really happy. I get it, but
that's history.
Yeah, but not in slow motion, stylistic, beautiful orgy scenes while people are killing each other. Look, guys, Spartacus. I like Spartacus, but if you think that one scene in Peacemaker, premiere was disturbing and offensive, yet you praised Spartacus season 3, you're a fucking hypocrite. Okay?
No, not really. No, I don't think so at all. So when you go watch Spartacus, you know what you're about to watch because I'm watching fucking Spartacus.
Because you like Spartacus.
Superhero show. You're not prepared for.
Then you haven't watched enough of The Boys.
Intercourse.
Like The Boys have set this up already. This is not new to me because I watched 4 seasons of The Boys.
I would argue, just because you're a Boys fan doesn't mean you're a superhero fan.
That's true. That's true.
I think for me, one thing that went through my head, although this is clearly geared, and he said that it's an adult show.
Sure.
The thing the problem I have got to an extent with this is the fact that he's saying that he's marketing it, because he wanted to get this out straight after Superman because it leads on from Superman. Okay. The trouble you've got is you've got kids.
There it is.
You've got kids who watch Superman, enjoyed Superman. Now, even if it's an adult show, and this is a topic that has been discussed to death, kids are always going to find a way to watch it. So for me, having all of that scene in there, I get what you're saying, Brian, because for me, it almost like this season, he's dealing with PTSD as well after what he's done in season 1.
Yeah, definitely has a PTSD thing.
Yeah.
No, listen, you could have done this and had the same result without the orgy. You could have.
Yeah,
you could have.
Yeah.
You could have. 100%.
Could have put that on a t-shirt.
Yes. This could have been accomplished without the orgy.
Yes. Walking around miserable like.
I mean, you're right. You're 100% right. And you didn't even use the most attractive people. So I didn't even get the lizard part of my brain didn't even activate the way it normally would, it does during Spartacus. You know what I mean?
Right.
It didn't activate in this scene. I was like, oh God, oh no.
I actually watched it, and I like you. I actually watched it, and I thought to myself, is this what the younger generation think is attractive now? Because I don't know, guys. I don't think it is.
Not a single person in that scene to me was attractive. No. In fact, not a single person really in Peacemaker is attractive. If Tim Meadows is the most handsome guy in your series, you're losing something, bro. Something is off. No, but listen, I just wanted to bring that up because I want you guys to know where we're at when we're going into talking about episode 2 right now. We like Peacemaker. I think Peacemaker season 1 was a masterpiece. I've said it before, that final shot was brilliant beyond imagination. And this season so far has been great. We have our criticisms, of course, about the intro and about the orgy scene. Some of us more than others, but overall, we're all fans of Peacemaker, right?
True.
I will say, I don't know about you guys, but one of the things that kind of grated me in the 2 episodes so far is the hardcore storyline and about the whole toxic masculinity, and I know it's escapism stuff, but the whole bar fight situation, and there's that. I hope that's resolved quickly, but I do get this season, and again, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this season is leading to it's going to be a big. He sees the other universe as the perfect universe, but you don't know much more about what is the world is like outside of what we've seen. And I think he thinks there's Harcourt there who likes him in that universe, and I think that's going to be a big. Actually, it's not as good as the grass isn't always greener. There's something wrong.
No,
about
it's definitely not.
Which,
let me tell you this.
Okay.
Notice that the only people he's interacted with so far in that universe happen to be people that are white, that know him. So the people that are kind and loving him, the world he lives in, that's so great. That world that he sees is so great. he has yet to actually interact with anyone outside of his circle. And if you recall, and this is not a spoiler, I'm just telling you like to pay attention. If you recall in season 1, his dad was a notorious a grand dragon of the clan. He was a notorious racist. So if you think that all of a sudden this universe his dad isn't, then you're not. Then you're dreaming, dude.
Okay, so you're saying it's not a spoiler.
It's not a spoiler. I'm saying I'm not saying.
But you've seen the first 5 episodes, so it's interesting that you made that comment.
I'm saying pay attention.
Okay,
but that's what I mean. At the moment, that's kind of where I was going. When he crosses over, Peacemaker is feeling that maybe that universe is the better universe,
right?
But he's only seen the small element of it, whereas there's more to come because he hasn't even left their house yet, has he? In these 2 episodes,
no. And Harcourt, the reason why Harcourt is the way she is in that universe is they need her to be an opposite of the character we're about to meet. So James Gunn intentionally wrote. I mean, she's capable of it from season 1 of being this kind of person. He just really drug her through it, and it's kind of dirty to look at. We don't like it that she's getting beat up and she's so nasty. But we're going to need that to see her opposite in this new universe. So I think it's a setup, and eventually the old Harcourt will come around.
Yeah, one thing I really actually liked in this episode was Harcourt's reaction to that lady in the store trying to this lady sees a woman who's all beat up and looking upset, and this lady thinks that it's about domestic violence. So she comes up and she's like trying to like help her, and she's not letting it go. And finally, Harcourt loses. She's like, "I'm not a mere lady." Like
which is a great line.
It's a great line.
Yeah. What he's saying is I'm not you. I'm not. You don't look at me and see yourself.
Right.
What he's been through, which is, I think, a great. I mean, there's a lot of ladies.
It's a good enough line that I wrote it down.
Enough, but Harcourt is definitely, she take care of herself.
So quick little update. So Frank Grillo is playing Rick Flag Sr. He was officially appointed as acting director of Argus after Amanda Waller, according to this, steps aside during congressional hearings.
Okay.
That actually tells me that he's acting director, and that I think after the congressional hearings about her involvement in the events of the Suicide Squad, we'll probably see Waller back.
I don't know if you're going to see Waller back. She's so tied into the DCEU. I think Rick Flag Sr. is the new Waller.
And maybe you're right, but my thing is this. Why would they go out of their way to make sure that so many points of addresses to Waller was about him being acting director? Amanda Waller is busy. I
didn't get that.
These are all temporary things.
From that episode, I felt like he was the replacement for her. I didn't feel like he was standing in for her.
So he is acting director, and he is he's only acting director because Amanda Waller stepped aside because she's doing congressional hearings. So that's a canon.
Maybe she'll be back.
I think he's still going to be around. I'm not sure he's going to be heading up Argus though, because I think this season where he's clearly on a revenge mission for his son is going to play out, and that's going to stop him taking the official position at Argus. I think he'll still be around though, because obviously he's been in the Superman movie, isn't he? And James Gunn clearly has plans for him.
He was also in the cartoon that preceded all this stuff.
Yes.
So during this flashback, it did say that the president appointed Flag because of his experience with creature commandos and the metahumans, right?
Well, the problem is that he should be pissed at Waller, not Peacemaker. Waller's the one who did that whole mission. He's the one who put her son. She's the one who put his son in that position.
Yeah, right.
100%.
And he only learns about his son after he becomes acting director. That's when he loses his mind, when he finally gets the information on Project Swordfish, right, or Starfish.
Right.
Well, will he go after Waller's daughter as well, though? I
don't think he knows that's Waller's daughter.
Okay.
I think the audience knows, her team knows, but she's kept it pretty close to the chest.
But didn't she make that speech to let off Peacemaker and that, to say they were part of it? and it was headed up by a mother at the beginning, episode 1.
He should know.
So he must know. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Yeah, I feel like if this guy read the whole report, it's very obvious that Waller is the person to blame for his son's death and not the room temperature IQ Peacemaker.
It doesn't fit the narrative that they want to push, though. Right. So once again, you got to have your plot points.
So he does basically order for Peacemaker's house to be permanently under surveillance, 24/7 surveillance. You know,
by his buddy, which I thought was weird.
By Economos, right?
Also, story.
Yeah.
You know,
right? They want to get the story in there. I did like the way it started with Peacemaker trying to clean up the body. He's obviously good at killing people, but not good at cleaning up bodies. That's for sure. He had a real hard time doing this. Like he had a really hard time cleaning up the body. And I want to jump. I want to jump ahead because everything else is good story. You should go watch it. Cool. I don't care about this relationship between
that was the dull part of season 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, everything about her lesbian wife is uninteresting. Everything.
Yeah. But in this culture, you're not going to remove that relationship because they don't want the criticism. You have this, LGBTQ or whatever relationship. They aren't going to pull it away because then all the focus on Peacemaker season 2 is, James Gunn doesn't support LGBTQ. But in this episode, he takes Bud Light to the house. Right? You see that Bud Light center stage. That was intentional, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, it was. I just think it's boring. I know they won't do it in this culture, but this criticism, ready? It's boring.
It is. It sucks.
Everything about it sucks. It's uninteresting. Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, even the LGBT fans that are watching this series, they don't care about this relationship. They don't care. So if you can let this thing slowly fade away before you get to season 3, I would do that. It's a waste of your time.
Yeah.
Give her a new love interest. I don't know who she falls in love with, but whatever.
Or maybe not every character needs love interest. We don't have to do that all the time. This isn't a fucking soap opera.
I agree with you, but they're not going to let go of one without a new one. So at least make one more interesting.
Right.
This guy right here is the highlight of episode 2, without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Tim Meadows is so mother-flupping funny, bro. First off, his introduction was so good. Economos pulls a gun on him, but he didn't take it out of the holster, which is so funny. Everything about Tim Meadows' character is funny. Like, he's obviously smart. He's clearly motivated. He has you don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy or somewhere in between or what, but there's obviously more under the hood here. It's a really cool character. I really enjoyed this.
Oh, it is. The nicknames he gives the other Argus people.
Yes! I'm going to play it for you guys.
Better than bird blindness.
No, that was the funniest part of this. By far. I rewinded it like 5 times. So freaking when the guy's like, yeah, but dude, what's up with fucking names?
He kept giving his name a worse name until he shut him up. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Was he called the woman like Big Titties or something like that? Isn't he?
Titties.
Right.
Like titties, come on. And then when they're in the heat of battle with Eagly.
Oh, it's so good.
Look out, titties.
Best bit.
But it was like
and we're gonna talk about the Eagly situation. We're going to talk about the Eagly.
But it's when they're in the van as well, and he's like rubbing his shoulders.
Yeah. Economos, yeah.
No, yeah, he's like, yeah, he's by far. I can watch a whole series about this character.
Yeah.
Give me a series where this guy goes on like Argus missions. You know what I mean? So good. All right, I want to get to that part here. I want to show that clip.
Brilliant.
Well, go ahead and keep talking, guys.
Yeah, so I mean, I have to say, yeah, without a doubt, and we will get to it, but the Eagly bit for me is that's the best bit of the episode, and it's just again with him, with the bird blindness. And he's like, Eagly's on top of the guy like that, and he's got a firing shot. And you're actually watching him, you're thinking, has he actually got bird blindness that he cannot see Eagly?
Yeah, it's so he might be the most effective agent ever, but in this very unique and specific situation, he cannot deal with this problem because of his bird blindness. And the fact that Eagly is basically a serial killer. Like, Eagly is nuts. That shot of him, like, just walking there with a camera, I was like, God damn, that's American as F, dude. Like, it was just so violent.
But when he says, when he can't shoot Eagly, and then Eagly takes off, what is it he says? He goes, I got attacked by that duck.
No, that was good, man. That was good. Because honestly, this was the funny part, and the stuff with our main characters has been a little slow and boring.
Yeah,
you know.
Stuff. So here's the scene with Tim Meadows. I love how serious he looks.
Callie, you take your gadget, scan for any anomalies you find throughout that house. Pony Boy, don't let him out.
Pony Boy.
When I heard Pony Boy, I was like, whoa, what? What's going on here?
Yeah, I love it. This is the misdirect. So when he says Mexicali, like, that can be the guy's name or whatever.
Right.
And like, or it can be a nickname, but like, it doesn't sound ridiculous. But then he goes, this guy's like, Pony Boy. That's when you realize something is up. It doesn't click though until right now, right?
Out of your sight. Titties, I want you to take the front door.
And she's like looking down at herself.
Why is he calling me this?
Did he just call me that?
All right.
Encino Man, you take the back door. Got it?
Yeah, but not the fucking names, dude. You can't just call us that.
Where do you think we are? Fucking Berkeley?
Yeah, but not the effing names. Where do you think we are, Berkeley?
How else am I going to remember you? You know what? You just got demoted. Your new name is barely legal.
Wait, it gets better.
It does, it does.
Fuck off, man.
Okay, now it's Cupid doll. Keep it up. Fuck. Let's go.
Cupid doll.
So good. So funny.
It's a shot though where he thinks Eagly's gone, and then she's like, her neck's bleeding out, and she's pointing up.
Look out.
I just got attacked by a duck.
Did you guys think though, when you had that shot of Eagly at the end where he's the badass and he walks towards the house and he goes through the door?
Oh yeah, here we go.
At one point, I thought Eagly was going to slam the door.
I did too.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
It would have been bad if they'd done that. I'm glad they didn't.
Here's the part where they introduce his bird blindness with Eagly.
Titties! Encino Man! Get in here! I can't tell how big this thing is.
It's ripping him apart.
Like,
hey, keep going. He says it.
What's funny here is it's ripping his funny apart.
When he put his eyeball out.
Right?
Fucking bird blindness.
Bird blindness.
Okay. I want to show that part where he's looking like a badass. It's so good. Oh, here's the section with titties.
With titties.
Look out!
Look at that. Look at that. Dude, that shot of Eagly is so gangster.
They done so well with it because they set it up earlier in the episode where, like, a couple of them say, I think Eagly hates me because Eagly gives them attitude, and they do it so well that no, actually, Eagly clearly does like them because otherwise he'd be doing this to them.
Yes,
right. Yeah. And the audience is like, no, Eagly doesn't like them. No, like he hasn't killed them yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So a couple things in this episode. I just got some bullet points. Peacemaker does discover the alternate dimension photos of Harcourt on his phone. She does reject him again and sort of break him down and disrespect him, which pushes him toward that alternate version of Harcourt. He's looking to fill some kind of void in his life. He doesn't feel fulfilled. Drugs, booze, sex is not working. Harcourt is the relationship he's trying to pursue, some kind of real relationship, and she is not in a place where she can possibly have a relationship with someone. So everything is pushing Peacemaker toward that alternate dimension, right? Or alternate reality, or whatever it is. Oh, in the same time, while that's happening, there's stuff going on with Adebayo. You know, her conflict.
Just call her
Ad. Well, there's conflicts along with her. There's conflicts with her ex-wife, which is stupid and boring, but whatever. Her business, which is not making any money. Her friends that just sort of use her, invent to her. She does not have anything substantial going on. In fact, no one in their friend group, which is what's it called, the 11th Street Kids or whatever.
First time I'd heard that one too. I wasn't sure where that came from.
That came from the first season. They called themselves that when they were when they were on that weird little building that they had occupied. But everyone in that group is pretty much unfulfilled, is not living up to their potential, is being used in some way. They do not feel like their lives are going well.
Yeah, shout out to Ad, though. That actress lost a lot of weight since season 1.
She did.
And I noticed it in this episode finally.
Yeah, she did. She looks great.
And I was like, dang, she's half the woman she used to be.
Yeah, she looks great.
Big.
The reason why it's showing this is also showing that Ad, like, she's obviously actually dealing with it in a way that's more hopeful and inspired than the other people.
Right.
She's not allowing her failures to force her spiral faster, the way Harcourt is, the way Peacemaker is. Even Economos in his sort of spineless, he has this spineless way about him where he wants to continue his career in Argus, but he also wants to be part of this group. He wants to be, respected. He's not getting what he needs either because he doesn't have the bold requirements to stand up for himself. So I think everyone in this, in Vigilante too, if Peacemaker is looking to Harcourt to fill a void, Vigilante is looking to Chris, Peacemaker, to fill a void. Peacemaker rejects Vigilante just as much as Harcourt rejects Peacemaker.
True.
Well, he calls him out on it, doesn't he? He goes, "Oh, no, you only call me when you need me. You need me, yeah." And you get the funny scene of him enjoying cutting up the
perfect Vigilante move. Yeah.
There's some revelations or some reveals about the portal. Adebayo does tell Peacemaker that Flag knows all about him and the QUC. The reveal that I could be wrong here, but from what I gathered was that there are 99 universes in that pocket dimension, in that QUC.
What he said.
And they're all connected through the portal. Now, we don't know which portal is the portal that started all this, if it's his or if it's the one he goes to. But if this Peacemaker is the kind that's from the comics, then his father in that universe would have been the one that opened that door that led the other, what is the character's name? Dragons, white dragons.
Version of himself.
Right, to create their portals. But he would have been the first. It's almost like a Rick and Morty situation. Which Rick started the first portal, invented the first portal gun? Which one started this this process that set up the multidimensional, Council of Ricks.
Yeah.
Well, in the comics that we follow, it's obviously the Prime version of that character. I'm not sure if in this show, if his dead father is the one who set that up or not.
What's going on with the alien?
And by the way, why
creature that's
99?
coming-
Why 99? I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
But
I was
why
gonna-
99? Why not 113? Why does it stop at 2 digits? I think it's a computer problem. I don't think there's only 99 dimensions. I think that he didn't plan for there to be any more than 2-digit numbers, and that's why they can't see more.
I think
Any more, they
42 would have been
explode?
too weird.
42 would have been. It would have been Cherry though, right?
Yeah, that would have been.
No, but I think
What's
99, a classic computer issue. A lot of the times he goes, well, why can't your, this device go over 99 FPS? I'm like, no, your computer can do more than 99 FPS. It's capped at 2 digits, which means that's the most you can see it doing. So even though they said 99, I think that number is so specifically the last number before a 3-digit number, which means it's probably a computer thing and not a universe thing.
What's going on with the alien creature that keeps coming out to burn a creature every day? That's going to come up, isn't it? Because
it's just comedy right now.
Because, and I was going to say, I'm not enjoying the intro as much as I did season 1.
I'm with you 100% there. I don't like the song as much. They needed a more upbeat song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about song choice, right?
Yep.
So what else did we learn here? The ending. I mean, so they're still hanging out. It looks like they're happiest when they're together, which is cool. I like that about this team. Like, it showed that the team that stopped the butterflies in season 1 is themselves when they're with each other. But that also means that betrayal and rejection hurt even harder when you're yourself with someone, and that person rejects you. That's what pushes Chris back into the other dimension.
Yeah.
But the funniest part, I think, was after the Eagly stuff, the bird blindness, and the names, was the end credit scene. Okay, can we talk about this? First off, music is killer. You guys want to hear the music real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
Perfect song. This is for the Outcast. Perfect song for this. But here's the end credit scene, and it's about the Pokemon thing,
which, by the way, was very funny.
It's very funny. Yeah,
that guy looks like he caught them all.
That guy looks like he caught them all. So it's Economos and what's Tim Meadows' character's name?
Well, his character's name is I got it right here.
Augie? No,
it's
Augie.
Langston Fleury.
Right, Fleury. So they're in the truck talking about the Pokemon thing. Here we go. I don't know why it takes so long. Just play it, dude. I'm sort of worried about copyright.
Pokemon is plural, not Pokemon.
Well, I'm sorry. Pokemon's grammar is not my bag, man. When you were learning that, I had 2 hot bitches sucking my dick.
What did they look like?
One was blonde, one was bald.
Why was she bald? What were their names?
Gertrude, Francine, the Peppermint Twins. I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. What's so funny about this, by the way, is in the podcast that they talk about this was all non-scripted.
Oh, it was, ad-libbed.
So it was just having a conversation. Remember, Tim Meadows he's a brilliant dude. He's a genius, comedic genius. And he comes from like the Mad TV, SNL, sketch comedy style stuff, where everything is sort of, here's the outline, but then just cuff it up,
Yeah, do your thing.
Riff away.
Riff. Yeah. So this guy was trying to trip him up. And when they would trip him up, it would cut the camera. It's like, by the time he trips him up, that's when the camera would cut. But Kim Meadows was answering back so quickly. And he would answer back with even more ridiculous characteristics. It was sort of perfect, yeah? What was their names? Yeah, one was blonde, one was bald. Why was she bald? This was like improv 101 when the instructor is trying to get you to trip up during your monologue, but you've thought of every single possible outcome already. This is a really cool scene.
Where was this?
In Portland, Oregon.
Real hot?
Super hot.
This is so good. So overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I would actually say I sort of enjoyed it more than the first episode because Tim Meadows' character is so fun.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You know,
and the Eagly scene.
And the Eagly scene was so just rad, just real rad scene.
I just think the stuff happening with Chris is kind of humdrum so far. I mean, I love. By the way, his brother. This is something I didn't realize. So his brother is the character from The Office.
Yes. Pam's husband.
Dude, I had no idea that guy was so tall. That is a big dude.
Tall dude.
Like when you see him in the beginning of when they're dancing at the intro, like he is just towering over everybody else. So that was very interesting.
And again, we've not seen any killing yet either, have we? In 2 episodes of Peacemaker.
I mean, he killed himself.
Well, he was going
to. That's the one. Yeah.
There's a good point of what Brian was saying earlier that we don't know. That version of Peacemaker had no problem killing the guy he thought was the intruder without asking any questions or nothing. He was just going to murder him.
Yeah,
that's why he had to kill himself.
This is important.
So,
and he killed himself, but he didn't kill himself intentionally. He was trying to get him off of him so he wouldn't kill him.
Right.
And that guy effectively killed himself.
Well, he wanted to kill him though without asking any questions. So that might give you some.
Right. So alternate Peacemaker is going to kill our Peacemaker with no questions asked, and our Peacemaker gets lucky and kills the alternate Peacemaker when his jetpack goes in that.
Right. So yes, you got your brother back, and your dad's maybe not a racist to you, but the rest of the world could be shit.
Yeah. What? If, your dad might not be a racist and might not be mean to you, but what if the outside world, where someone like his father, the White Dragon, is praised as a king? What if that means the rest of the world is real shitty?
Right.
Well, you got the picture in the frame, haven't you, of him with the president outside the White House. So there's that element. You're right. That's definitely going to play out, and I can't wait to see that. I did also like the little Def Leppard poster with pour some honey on me.
Pour some honey on me, right? I love that. Yeah, the little changes in the universe.
Yeah.
To let you know that's not our universe.
Right.
Yeah.
It's real it's real clever. That's what I love about that. I really, really love about James Gunn is just when you think that he's a one-trick pony, is real good at sort of setting these little ragtag teams up and pushing in a typical point A to point B story. He's good at those things, but it's the details that really make that journey so interesting. And I think people that has only seen Guardians, they don't know that James Gunn didn't just discover this talent recently. You go back to like Brightburn, Slither, even his earlier projects. Like he's very, very good at the details. Like he's worked it out before you saw it on camera. It wasn't an accident.
Yeah.
Can I ask, guys, a question? Well, a question I've got is whether it will come up how he's able to open the door into that universe with the code.
Oh,
yeah. Do they know about this area?
Yeah. So when Eagly went in there, when he was walking Eagly in the first episode, walking Eagly, which is weird. Eagly is the one who led him to that door, and the reason my headcanon is the reason he led him there is because Eagly is not like super intelligent. He's a bird, and I think that based on scent, like that door is the same color. Eagly probably thought that's where his, based on scent, that's where his door was. So it led Peacemaker there. Peacemaker saw the door was similar, and he tried his code. That means that the alternate universe is so similar to ours.
They got the same code.
That they have the same code.
Well, the other Peacemaker also wasn't surprised when he chased him back into there. So he obviously...
Oh, yeah. The other Peacemaker had his gear there, too, right?
Yeah, he might have his gear and not realize there's other doors you can go into.
Right.
Yeah. It's like the alien creature, isn't it? You know, comes through the door every day.
Right, yeah.
And he tells him to F off in the end, doesn't he? Because I'm nice to that guy every day.
Not once have you been nice to that guy, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that story, unless they do something in the last couple episodes, I don't think it goes anywhere. I guess that's sort of a spoiler, but from what I've seen, that doesn't really.
I don't need it to go anywhere.
I'm gonna stop talking about it, but like, it doesn't. I don't know. If you're like expecting there to be like some big alien thing, like, don't. All right. Yeah, that's it. I give this episode actually a higher rating than the first episode, in my opinion. If the first episode was probably like a 6 or 7 out of 10, I would say this is probably more like a 7 or 8 out of 10. Slightly better. Definitely more entertaining. Some people said this episode was not as good, and I completely disagree. There was
parts not as good with John Cena.
Right. John Cena wasn't as good, but Tim Meadows and the rest of the stuff really made up for it. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I want to be entertained, and that certainly entertained me, that episode. So much. So good.
100%. All right, we got to talk this before we go to the members section. We got one more story. It's about burning flags.
Ooh.
And in the members section, we're going to talk about the Chinese spies. I mean, students. Chinese students. Sorry, I meant Chinese students. But first, let's talk about burning the flag. And President Trump did something. Shane, what did President Trump do last week?
He passed an executive order that a lot of people think that the executive order he passed was if you burn a flag, you're going to go to prison for a year. Because, and this is what makes Trump very interesting, and it's the reason why a lot of people attack him so much. Because what he said when he signed that executive order is, if you burn a flag, you're going to prison for a year.
Right.
And then he said, nobody be burning flags after this. Flag burners shouldn't be. You know, he went into his whole thing. But the reality is, if you burn a flag and you're breaking the law while you're burning a flag, that's actually what you're getting in trouble for. Because as we all know, flag burning is legal in the United States. It's a First Amendment right. The Supreme Court already ruled that it was a First Amendment right. But, and this is, I got to give him credit, this is something we hadn't thought about before. Usually when you drop a flag on a sidewalk out in a public place and you light it on fire, you can't light a fire in a public place on a public sidewalk, and that is against the law. So unless you get the proper permits, you get a barrel, you're in the proper place to be able to burn a flag and have your thing, you're pretty much going to be breaking the law every time. And then he added on the inciting a riot thing. And I just think he should be very careful, because a lot of times his rhetoric is what gets passed on to the public, and which is what makes everybody mad. And I can't quite figure out why. I do believe it's intentional that he wants to keep half of the country angry at him. Maybe because he realizes they will always be angry at him and there's nothing he can do. But when you listen to him talk and then you look at what the official thing on it, they're usually two different things. What do you guys think?
I think that you're completely right. I think that Trump knows when he is when he's saying something, he knows that he is actively enraging and frustrating and angering certain people. And I think that sometimes it's an accident, but I think sometimes it's an intentional distraction, a straight up sleight of hand.
Okay.
And I told someone that, I told a friend of mine that, and he goes, "You're giving Trump too much credit, bro." And I'm like, "You're underestimating him." I think people underestimate him so much. He's just an idiot. All right. Keep underestimating him, you gay retard, because what's happening is, while you're underestimating him and getting mad at these little tricks and little voice snafus and random statements that aren't even connected to each other, he's renaming the Gulf America. He's winning elections in states that we didn't even know were contended, and he's installing judges into circuit judges that we weren't even paying attention for. When you're paying attention at this new wave of fascism, he's slowly changing things everywhere. And I love it personally. That's what I voted for. But if you, as a liberal and progressive, hate it, you need to see how the game is being played here. When you get angry and lose your mind, you're paying attention to the wrong thing.
Yeah, but he might be setting up his future, the future. And listen, this is the thing about Trump. I don't think he necessarily cares. He wants the country to be great, but honestly, this is about him and now. He's trying to create his legacy now. But he might be creating some difficulty for J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio, whoever wants to come after him, because people are going to be so pissed off that a lot of people are just going to vote for the other side just because. So, I mean, I do feel like, I do feel like while he's doing this and he's getting things done, he's setting the future up for possibly for failure. And also, he's making it very easy for his critics to attack him. And I wish that he wouldn't do that. The thing about Trump people have to realize is that he's never going to lose. Trump is never going to lose. And if he does lose, he's never going to admit it, and he's never going to act upon it.
He's just going to move. He's going to move the goalpost. So it looks like he didn't lose.
Yeah, he will continue to do that, which is why he needs to be careful and not make sure he's not treading on people's liberties. This is something that I'm going to be very careful about. I fought for our country. I fought for the rights for people to be able to protest, and if they want, they can burn the flag. I think it's stupid. You shouldn't do it. I don't like it. I don't want people in this country to burn the flag, but I also like having rights. I like having freedoms. So let's be careful that you don't walk yourself into making so many changes that you do allow a little fascism to occur for the sake of you want things to be the way you want them to be, because he doesn't take L's. That's my concern, that he's only been in office, guys, for 8 months.
Yeah,
look at how much he's changed.
It feels like it's been 8 years.
Yeah.
No, Shane is completely right. Look, I don't like it when people burn the flag. It definitely bothers me. And
look at over here.
Yeah, and I feel like it should bother anyone who loves their country.
Yeah.
I also don't care when someone burns the trans flag or the BLM flag or whatever.
Right.
And if you want the continued right to burn your stupid rainbow flag that you found, stuck into your yard, then you need to support the right for those idiots to burn the symbol of freedom and liberty. The thing is, if you remove their ability to burn our beautiful symbol of freedom and liberty, then that symbol slowly starts to become not a symbol of freedom and liberty, and your rights to burn the BLM flag once the other guys get in power will then also be restricted. So 100%. The government should have less control. No, every time someone goes, we need the government to come in here and fix this. All right, so you give them power. What do you think they're going to do? You think they're going to give it back when they're done? They don't do that. Every inch you give them is an inch that they have. And when the pendulum swings and the other guys are in charge, guess what? You're just as effed as your counterparts.
Well, look, I mentioned earlier in the show about the fact where we are in the UK, and I agree with you guys. I don't agree with burning flags, but it's a freedom that people have the right to do. I think it's disrespectful to people who have served, people who have fought and died, so that you could have the freedoms that you have in your country. That's where I am with it. But we are in the UK right now, where we're having councils saying that we need to take down our English flags because it's offensive.
Jesus.
But yet for 8 or 9 months, they're quite happy for Palestine flags to be flown every single place in the country. These MPs and council leaders, we're resisting them now. I mean, I had a friend that went to the football today. He said driving to the football match, or soccer.
That's right.
Soccer.
Yeah.
The soccer match.
Yeah. Driving to the football match today. He said everywhere on the road, people are there's England flags everywhere because people are resisting now with flags. And you've got JD Vance supporting it. You've got Elon Musk supporting it. This now in this country, in the UK, it's a sign of resistance, which is a very sorry place to be. And that's why I believe in the freedom that people can burn flags. But if you're willing to burn a flag, what does that say about your patriotism to the country? if you hate the country that much, you're going to burn a flag.
Now let's be clear, guys. Just because it's legal to burn a flag doesn't mean you can burn someone's flag that lives next door to you. Or
that's right.
or one you didn't buy, or on property you don't
other
own.
people's flags, right?
This is very clear. People go, well, they burned the American flag, nothing happened, and I burned an LGBT flag, and I was arrested for 3 months. I'm like, you went to your neighbor's house, pulled down his property, and burned it on his his front yard while filming your crime. That was the crime wasn't burning the flag, dude. It was stealing someone's property and endangering their home. That was a completely different thing, dude.
Well, let me tell you what I do support on making sure that does not happen. If you are not a citizen of this country, you shouldn't be here burning our flag.
Right.
That's not your
100%.
right. If you're just here visiting, get the fuck out. That's what I'm going to tell you. Go. If you don't like it, don't come here to protest. Get the fuck out and go do it. Trust me, there's plenty of American flag burning happening in other countries.
Bro,
you can go do it there.
Why does anyone think it's okay to go into someone's home and start burning their family portraits and act like it's their right? That's essentially what they do. They come into someone's home that they don't belong in, and they take their sacred quilt and they burn it in their own kitchen. And they get mad when they're like, why am I being deported? What do you mean, why are you being deported? Are you paying attention to your actions at all?
Yeah.
I can do anything I want here. Nobody does anything.
But then they do the interviews on telly, and it's like, they sit there and go, well, I think it's extremely unfair that the administration has decided to deport me. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I love this country. I do so much for it. You went into someone's home and burnt their flag.
Right. You have
you can't spin this.
3 misdemeanors, a felony, and you have 3 outstanding bench warrants. Stop. I'm so tired of they're law-abiding citizens. Guess what, guys? The Minneapolis guy, dad, who was like deported by accident and sent to El Salvador. Everyone acts like he was a law-abiding citizen. That dude was on a green card. He had 4 criminal arrests, and he had an outstanding bench warrant when he was picked up. That guy was not a law-abiding citizen. Let's stop with that nonsense.
Let me tell you, when I lived in Italy, guys, listen, it wasn't my country. I was there. I respected Italy, did everything else. And you want to know what ensured that I respected Italy? When I drove around, those carabinieri, their police, they had machine guns, bro. And when you got out of line, they pointed them at you. So I'm just saying, maybe just let's be a little more strict. One of the problems we have in this country right now, police don't pull anybody over. Ever since the BLM riots and the shit that happened with George Floyd, police
they're afraid to
do their jobs.
Yeah. What do you expect?
We need to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, until you sort that out, you're not going to fix any of the problems. It's the same issue we're having here in this country. It's like, it's not the police officers to an extent that don't want to do it. It's the fact they'll get prosecuted to hell if they do it.
They're afraid. I get it.
You know what I would say about the United States as well, and the flags. Where I'm seeing a lot of patriotism now in our country, where people are putting up the English flag, I really hope that stays, because it's been a few years since I've been to the USA, but one thing I always liked was the fact that you drive down a neighborhood and people have their flags over their porches. There's that patriotism in the UK, the love of the country, the love of the flag, and I really want that to stay in our country. Because you need it.
Well, you got to have homegrownness, right? So what's happening, right? Anytime you have something that's, let's say you got chocolate milk, right? You got the chocolate, you got the milk. What happens when you start pouring water into it, right? Or too much chocolate or too much milk? It waters it down. And so what happens when you have illegal immigration, you're bringing people in that have loyalties to other countries. So when you just let them in, they're like, look, I like being in America. I got a job, I'm making money, but let me tell you what, I fucking love Guatemala. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm from. That's my home.
Yeah. Right? Guatemala is where I hail. Then why?
Right.
And you know what you said there, Shane, where does that come to a major issue? It's when a war occurs and you want these people to go and fight for your country, and they don't have the loyalty to that country that they're meant to be fighting for, then you've got a major problem.
Right.
Yes, that's why you only let people in who want to be loyal to your country. We let 1 million people a year. Let me tell you what, can we find 1 million people on this planet that'll be like, listen, I want the benefits of America. Yes, I will be loyal to America. I will, that's what you do. You bring them over with the treat and you say, well, if you're going to be loyal, great. Now prove that you're going to be loyal to our country or you can't come in.
So part of it's the culture though, Shane. So part of it is our fault
though. Created by all these people coming in that aren't loyal.
Part of it is our fault too. We haven't fostered a culture that is pro-American in a long time. What is every TV show, movie, not every, but most of these mainstream things are almost anti-American. And it's been that way since like the 90s. And it's slowly gotten worse and worse and worse, where it's like anti-America, everything is like painted in a way that makes it look bad. So we've pushed the culture to a point where we've compared America to like third world countries, and we go, America's not as good as this country. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Can we stop playing around as if America? There's a reason why there's 1 million plus people trying to come here every year. It's because it is better. And I know it's no one wants to say this country is better than that country. This culture is better than that culture. But goddamn it, can we be honest for a second? It is better to have running water. Goddamn, a hot shower in my bathroom 100 years ago would be magic. Okay,
a job that pays the way.
People would worship it if they came to the future and saw a hot shower. They would worship it like it was a god. Now,
come on, guys,
it's so normal to us that we just put it next to our toilet that we poop in. We live in a country where internet is considered a right, where electricity is widespread. There's no hunger. People go, oh, there's food deserts. That's a very diminishing phrase that you can use in the United States of America, but in other parts of the world, that is a real thing. There is hunger and slavery and not running water or electricity or running showers. Kids still die when it gets too cold or too hot. That's not a thing here anymore. We don't go, well, we lost Johnny to the winter. Winter is not something that we worry about anymore in America. So stop trying to say that the United States of America is not better than these other countries, because we fucking are.
Look, guys. Just because I don't have hot water here, there's no need to take the rise out of me.
John, I'm not trying to insult your country, John. I'm saying don't compare us to fucking Cambodia or whatever, and have the nuts to say that we're not better. Shut up.
Just because I sleep in a ditch, guys, there's no need to take the mick out of me. All right.
I'm just so tired. Like, it's okay to say it's better here. Well, it's better. Guess what? It's better in Cancun sometimes too.
We do have better amenities. And let me tell you, take it from a guy who's been all over the planet. Okay. I've been 6 of the 7 continents. I've seen it all. All right. And I'll tell you, the reason why America is better, okay, is not only do we have better amenities, you're right, but we have better opportunity. In most countries, you're stuck in a class system. If you're born poor, you're staying poor.
Right.
There is no opportunity to make yourself better. And as human beings, our entire purpose is to improve ourselves. Like that's what we live to do. Why would you not go to a country that's going to allow you to do that? I mean, think about it. You can come over here and buy property. It don't even matter if you're not even a citizen of this country. Look how much of China owns America.
I can't go to Mexico and buy property. In Mexico, Mexico's a third world country. You would think that they would love if foreigners bought land. I could not legally buy land in Mexico. That's crazy. But they could come here and buy land.
That's why everybody wants to come here.
I shudder to think how much property BlackRock have bought in the UK. You know.
Oh, bro! They own 26% of all single family homes in the United States.
It's mental. The first meeting that Keir Starmer had at number 10 Downing Street when he became Prime Minister was with Larry Fink of BlackRock and with what's his name, Bill Gates. Those two. They were the first 2 people that he met. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Listen, they don't have a lot of land where you're from. Okay, so there's not a whole lot left to buy.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, they're not having my ditch.
No more new land. That's right.
So, guys, just to button this up, You shouldn't burn anyone. Don't burn anyone's property that's not yours. Burn whatever you want that is yours on your land, in your home, or in your backyard. And don't commit any crimes where you're doing it. And guess what? You won't be arrested. You'll be fine.
There you go.
Okay?
There you go.
We do need to. I need to speak about this Red Sonja, and thank you, Kenneth the Rogue, for reminding me of it. I actually should have put this on the thumbnail, and I freaking forgot.
Oh.
Red Sonja is a. All right. What is Red Sonja? Red Sonja is. This is Red Sonja.
You talking about the new film?
Right, but the Red Sonja I grew up with.
Got it.
Yeah. Now you're going to do a different one.
That's not the Red Sonja you're going to get now, by the way.
Yeah, the Red Sonja I grew up with was right there. I remember.
Oh, sorry,
I remember.
I thought that was the AI you'd created for our shows going forward.
Yeah.
You'll be here every week.
You know what? It might be based on this going forward. If I'm being real with you, bro. Listen, I remember these, just like the She-Hulk comics. These were like comics that like you kept underneath the other comics in your room, so your parents wouldn't see them. Red Sonja was a busty, ass-kicking redhead, and when they said when I heard they were making a new Red Sonja, I was excited, and then I looked at my calendar I looked down at the calendar app on my computer, and I realized it was 2024 when I heard that, and I was like, we're not getting Red Sonja. The Red Sonja we are getting is this one. We're gonna at the very least, she appears to be a redhead, a Caucasian redhead. Okay, that's great.
Okay, we got to win there.
We got to win there. Yeah. We did. Hey, God, we got to win. She doesn't have any outstanding physical attributes. Someone told me she was a trans man, and I actually believe them because this person doesn't look like a woman. Like, she just looks like a boy, you know?
Yeah.
I actually bought that. I was like, oh, that's so stupid. Because when I look at her, I don't see like the secondary sexual attributes that most women have. And the original Red Sonja was very enhanced. So I'm tripping. But I did want to bring this up. I know you haven't seen it yet. I've seen most of it. Okay.
Well, then you must have saw it on. Well, I guess it is out on VOD now, right?
It's on VOD, yeah.
Yeah.
Because didn't they release it in a limited run of cinema screens?
It got one day in the theater.
Yeah, I didn't see it in theaters. Well, that's another thing, too. People are talking about Red Sonja like it was not successful. Here's the deal. I don't think it was designed to be successful. You cannot be successful with one day in theater.
No, they want to sell it on VOD.
Right. So we're not really going to know how successful or unsuccessful it is. And having watched it, or most of it, I can tell you this. There is definitely an audience that is going to like this movie. Did I like it? No. It's very slow. I mean, like, slow. It feels some scenes are in slow motion. There is no sex appeal. The main character is not charming. She is a good actress. She is a great actress for sure. But you don't really, at least from my perspective, I didn't like her. Even though I can tell she's doing a good job, I didn't like her. There was no moment where she was likable to me. I wasn't ever rooting for her, really. I was just sort of bored the entire time. And considering the source material is like sex appeal, TNA, murder, swords, dragons, magic, sorcery, 80s style action, you would think that they would have a little bit of that in this.
Yeah.
And there just wasn't.
I'm worried now because when you were saying earlier someone told you that it was a trans actor, I'm worried that I'm going to put the film on now and it's going to be, the voice will be, "Hello, I'm Red Sonja," with a strong male voice.
She was not bad, but like when you expect it, if it came from that ultra hyper violent, gratuitous 80s style action, you expect it to do that, right? But instead, it was just sort of like boring and sanitized.
But again, we've asked this question so many times over the last 10 years. Why do it? If the source material offends you so much that you're going to change it drastically from what it was, which made it popular and successful, why even create it? You know, because surely you're going to run at a loss with this anyway before you even start it if you're drastically altering it. You know, I never understand the stupidity of the last decade. You know, and ongoing. Right. You know, I'm not saying this is going to be $1 billion movie, but if you kept the core elements in it and had a respectable budget, I think it would have done well.
Well, you know what's crazy is the actress that plays Red Sonja. First off, she's actually very pretty in real life. She's a good actress. She's pretty. She has the right hair color, right skin tone. She had the talent for the job. Like, had they gussied her up and, like, had her play the confident version of the character instead of the sort of scared, whiny child version, like, you could have actually done something with that character. And if you wanted to give Red Sonja deeper meaning, I'll tell you right now, you do not need to give Red Sonja deeper meaning. You could just make a cool Red Sonja movie, embrace the violence and gratuitous nonsense, and win all day. But if you wanted to give her deeper meaning and set up like some kind of franchise, then you can utilize the character to do that while giving her dimensional attributes. And they just didn't. It's crazy. The casting is not bad. You could have gone. At the very least, she had red hair. I mean, the fact that they cast anyone with red hair is like so anti-modern Hollywood nowadays, it's shocking to me. But it could have been something special.
They've been trying to make this movie since 2008. So at some point, you do so much that you just got to do something, right? And so I think that's where they got to. They've had so many directors.
Like Princess of Mars. Remember that? Same concept.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, this started out with Robert Rodriguez all the way back in 2008, and it ended up with...
Oh, my God. Robert Rodriguez would have killed this.
Exactly.
Oh, my God. Imagine the guy who made, like... dude.
Rose McGowan was supposed to be Red Sonja. Rose McGowan.
Oh, my God. That would have been... Robert Rodriguez and Rose McGowan. That sounds amazing.
Yep. Desperado man himself. Oh, my. It just... I'll check it out just because it's one of those that you need to see.
Although this woman is a much better actress than Rose McGowan is, for sure. So I'm going to be real clear. What's her name? Her name is Matilda Lutz. She actually is a good actress. You can see the emotion on her face. She is playing the role correct. Like, whatever she is trying to do, director-wise, script-wise, like, she accomplishes it. She's a good actress. You can tell a good actor from a bad actor very quickly. And she has this subtle sort of talent to the way she speaks and her body movements. She's a good actress. But she was given at the very least, I think she was given the wrong direction.
She was in the movie Rings, which wasn't bad.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, so that's it. You guys go watch it on VOD. And remember, if it's on VOD, it's also on the high seas. But I'm in no way do I condone that activity or support it. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just warning you. I'm warning you that it's out there on high seas somewhere. I'm warning you. Real quick, before we're about to go to the member section. Kenneth Rowe gave us another $2. Don't forget the super chats. Thank you. I love how you super chats. So it's not
sorry you had to spend $2 on that.
I love you, bro. Guys, we're going to the member section. It's really great on the member section. This is how it works. At the bottom left, if you're not a member, you click on join. It's very cheap. Become a member. It's the only way we make money on this channel. This channel doesn't actually get we don't even really put out videos most of the time. It's 99% live streams. So most of our money does not come from YouTube or ads. It comes from the member section. So if you want to support us, click on the member section, become a member, and dive in, because when we leave here, what we're going to do is we're going to take our pants off, boot up, crack a bottle of Bud Light, and talk to you, the audience, and just enjoy the time. Kick back, relax, and sort of just say the things that we hold back from on the public side, if you know what I mean. So I would love for you guys to do it with us.
Yeah.
We're going to go in there now. While I'm setting that up, you guys can say your goodbyes.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Can I get a little more than that? Can you guys give me more? Like, at least give me a minute so I can set up the members chat.
Go ahead, John. You first.
Well, we've had some wonderful people in the chat tonight, so thank you for joining us. It's always a pleasure having your comments pop up. It's been a fun show tonight. Tomorrow night, if you want to check it out, we're doing a Stargate SG-1 watch along at 12:30 PST.
What are we up to now? We're in the last 2 episodes this season, right?
Last 2 episodes of season.
Second last 2 episodes, I believe.
Second to last 2 episodes of season 2 of SG-1. So we are flying on it at the moment, but it's good fun. We watch it together in the Discord, and then we chat about it in the YouTube chat. So come along if you want to, and if you've got nothing else on this evening, come and join us in the members chat, because there's always something hilarious that's said in there. Trust me.
Sounds great. Thank you, John. And also Kenneth LaRoque dropping 5 more BRANE Show memberships.
Let's go!
Kenneth,
he's a legend. He really is.
My dude.
We got some new folks, some new faces. Hopefully you can join us over there. And
look, a Mexican Iron Man got a membership. I thought he was already a member. That's weird. Deuce, Alexander Tan, Ricky B. Okay. Poor Lower Top did not get a membership. Yeah.
Get yourself in here, Lord.
Already a member? I thought he was already a member.
He said he was.
But listen, guys, thank you so much for watching. We do appreciate you. We appreciate the time. And I got to tell you, I got to thank John here for stepping in for me and coming in and being a great member of the BRANE Show. And it feels seamless. Like I can just kind of show up and come here and hang out with you guys. So it's been a lot of fun.
James like,
thanks, mate. It's good fun with you two.
I like being able to just sort of walk in whenever I want. You know,
yeah. He's like Peacemaker. He just opens the door and
yeah, he's like Peacemaker. Yeah,
I love it. But I love you guys. So please keep coming back. And if you can't see us in the members chat, of course, come back next Saturday. We'll be here. And I'm going to see. This is interesting. We talk about next week. I'm going to see a movie on Monday, but I don't know what it is.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Okay. So I got a link, and I'm got to be real careful what I say because I don't want to be kicked out of this group. But I got a link to this program that's called AMC Screen Unseen.
Yeah.
And every once in a while they do this thing where you can buy a ticket to a random Monday on a random day for a random movie that hasn't come out yet, and you don't know what it is. And it just happens. Usually it's movies that are going to be coming out in the next 2 to 4 weeks. And I believe wholeheadedly that this one is The Long Walk.
Well, if it's not, I'm going to be fucking mad. So thanks a lot for setting me up, because that's the movie I want to see. I'm going to show up, and it's going to be Kinsey's Romance is going to be the damn thing.
So if it's Kinsey's Romance... Guys, if it's Kinsey's Romance, there will not be a review on Monday.
Oh, no, there's going to be a damn review. One way or the other.
But either way, Monday night, a review is going to come out for a movie that hasn't even come out. And you know what's great about this? We are not on a list. We didn't get a screener. We didn't get early access, which means that we are not under embargo for anything. Cool. Which means that Shane can watch this movie and give a full-on spoiler review if he wanted to, and he would be completely and legally not obligated to anything.
Watch, I get there, they make me sign something.
They might make you sign an NDA. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You'll be like, "What's the film?" I'm not signing anything until I know what the film is.
Kinsey's Equestrian Adventures. Yeah, fine, I'll sign it.
What's the one from The Office where Jack Black is like falls in love with like the grandma? There's an episode where they're watching a movie, and it's Jack Black and Phyllis Diller, and like they're having like sex and stuff, and it's like really gross. I hope it's not that.
Yeah. All right. So listen, guys. Again, so Shane will be back on Monday night. We'll be back next Saturday normal time, and tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. PST on John's channel. The link is in the description. We're doing our Stargate watch along. We are so close to the end of season 2, and I'm just dying to get to season 4. That's where I want to be. Mentally, spiritually, physically, sexually. I want to be on season 4. But we're getting there. Place. So either way, join us, and if you or you just come to the member section, because that's where we're going right now. And if you're not a member, that's fine. We'll see you tomorrow. But if you are a member, just stay here. It's going to redirect you. It should redirect you. Like, don't leave. Let the stream end. Let it end, and it should take you to the members section automatically. If it doesn't, click on the logo, click on live, and click on the members show that is starting up right now. That's it.
Excellent.
I'm out. All right.
See you on the other side.
Love you guys. Have a good one. Oh, wait. I almost forgot. This is for my boys. Someone was asking about the Terry Trek hat.
Oh, yes.
Almost forgot. I'm sorry. Have to make sure we know this. Thank you, Shane. I forgot who it was. Someone was saying, I want that Terry Trek hat. Matt McGee, I hope you still see this. You're here. Matt McGee, we have done it. I have finally set up a page on Mixtees called mixtees.com/Star Trek Legacy. Right there. And I'll add some more designs there, but you can get the hat, the mug, and the shirts for Terry Trek.
Oh, I hate you.
And it supports the channel.
I hate you. I'm going to be ordering. You know that. Thank you for that. You just take my card.
John, we have it on file.
Yeah.
Okay,
when
guys.
they come out with Star Trek Legacy, this is going to be so cool because you're already going to have the shirt and the mug when it happens.
Yeah. And there's a couple other Terry Trek designs that I'm going to put up there too. Like some mouse pad and some various like stuff that is not just stuff you can wear, but maybe stuff you can put around your office, support the show.
You got some other Star Trek designs too as well. If you don't want to do the Terry Trek and you want something more
Let me show you real quick while we're here.
The 7 of 9 Borg t-shirt is a good one.
To this day, that's one of my favorite. Yeah, so if you click on like apparel, this is our main categories. I'm adding more every week, but it's a one-man job. It's a one-man factory. So bear with me. Click on
Visit Riza.
Click on Visit Riza. Click on the Stargate Star Trek collection. It's the second one, right after Stargate Star Trek collection. And here's our Star Trek stuff. We got Janeway's coffee. Yeah. These are all shirts. If it's black, it's a shirt. This is one of my favorites. I had someone contact me last couple weeks ago. They're like, I really wanted to buy the Enterprise NX-01 design, but the new one doesn't have the like splashes of color. I'm like, yeah, because they don't print well. It takes me a long time to print them. And he's like, well, I would like that one instead. I'm like, then I'm going to custom make it for you one last time, but I will no longer be doing the color splashes. It's still a cool shirt. The shirt that John's talking about is this. This one.
That one.
7 and 9 design is so sick, bro.
Yeah, that one's I love that one.
And this is one of my favorite. My favorite quote in Star Trek is in Voyager, where Janeway says, "Fear exists for one purpose: to be conquered." Yeah. It was so gangster.
It actually exists for a second to get clicks. We add that to get clicks.
Yeah, to get clicks. All right, guys. Go check out that stuff. We are going to the membership section. I hope you guys there, and if not, then we'll see you next time. Have a great one.
See ya.
Here comes the